think it's live. I'm hoping to have. I'm hoping to have people in here to talk and stuff, but you never know. There might not be anybody. I'm just gonna tweet out a link. Oops. Just type on Jikis. Jazz. Okay, sorry about another comment for the one person who's watching, which might be me. Okay, let's get started. Too many windows open. Okay. I guess I'll turn up the volume until somebody joins me in the hangout I created. What am I doing in this game? Where's Mario? Mario's not here anymore. Don't you know? I got Whee! So I'm assuming whoever's watching is just me with the window open, the stream open, so I probably won't talk until somebody, I probably won't really say a whole lot until somebody actually is watching. So anybody who watches this later, sorry. I wish it was easy, like there's a simple way to schedule streams where I could just say, hey, I'm going to probably play this at some point, and here's a thing, because I don't really know how to do that with the streaming device I have. Whee! It'd be cool if you had jet boots. I bet a bunch of people are eating dinner right now. At least people in the US. People in Australia are probably like tickling koalas or something. Ah, he's gonna drown! The party will start when Dacha gets here. If he ever gets here! Boring swimming. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Do 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 do. I really need to get more serious about doing videos and stuff. I keep looking to see how many people are watching, but nobody is. I'm just talking to myself. Whee! Let's blow shit up. I really should start playing the storyline of this more, even though it's not apparently any good. Those guys are just waiting to shoot at me. Oh! Stop it! Take this, nigger! Yeah. Oh! Oops, that was stupid. Dumb. Charge! Okay, somebody in the cabal is like, I wanna do this at the bottom. Okay. DMing Darkstar's Twitter, telling them that he's a saucy wench. Actually, I'll just DM him. Okay, I've DM'd him. DMB, want to see how you sexy girlfriend free. Do you want to be my girlfriend? I call you every day. What was that?
What's up, shithead?
I'm the shithead. How you doing, Darkstar?
I'm alright.
That's good. Oh, I should turn this down now that somebody's in here talking with him.
That ain't no big deal, dude.
Yeah, I can barely hear you. Is that just me? Ew, I'm hearing myself echo. 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 Echo.
What's up?
Am I still echoing?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Why is it doing that?
But I'm not hearing an echo.
Echo. Echo. Echo.
Nope. No echo.
I'm hearing myself. That's weird. Thankfully, nobody's watching.
That's okay.
Can you try leaving and then joining again?
Why do... Okay, fine. Hold on. Okay.
Echo. Echo. Okay, I don't think it's echoing now. It's kind of. Anyways, oh well. Whatever. Okay. So, what have you been up to lately?
Not doing much of anything. start playing.
Oh, Hitman?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mute this. I've kind of always wanted to play those games, but I never actually did play them.
I don't know if you'd be interested in them or not, but they're pretty good. At least I think.
Which one are you playing? Is it the latest one?
Absolution. So I guess so.
Okay, I think that one's on the PS3.
It was a lot of people said it was a disappointment, but I mean, they said that about the Splinter Cell conviction.
I got tired of the Splinter Cell. Ah, Echo. Damn it.
What?
Anyway.
You're not me, so.
Yeah, but I'm echoing with me, and then it's getting recorded in the video.
Okay.
That's weird. I don't hear me now. I can kind of slightly hear me in the back. But anyways. Yeah, the Splinter Cell games, I remember playing the demo for the first one over and over again, but then I just never really was interested in playing them again. Any of them. And then they started trying to like change up the formula by making him like a criminal, or he was put in prison for some reason. But,
yeah, that was Double Agent.
and they're still making new ones, right?
I think so.
Oh. Didn't they do one where it was like co-op?
Yeah, in Conviction, they started doing the co-op, which I thought was retarded.
I think I remember seeing a video game Donkey video, where he was playing co-op. But I don't remember which one it was. I like video game Donkey.
It was a little bit like the idea of Assassin's Creed co-op, which I also thought was retarded.
I really hated the first Assassin's Creed game. I will always remind everyone that I hated it.
Okay.
It was just
Otter,
so boring.
Otter hates Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Okay. We now officially know that.
Have you ever played Just Cause 2?
No, we don't.
It was so fun. This one's pretty much just like it, but updated.
Seems like it's a little too repetitious.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is like a story to this and like little missions, but all I'm doing in it is just going around and liberating places. Hey, Datchet.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm just woken up.
Oh, no wonder you weren't in the stream immediately. Whenever you're not in the stream, I'm like, oh no, where's Datchet? I'm worried.
Yeah, normally I see when you stream like pretty much straight away. But sometimes it's like I just wake up and you finish.
No microphone around a little bit. I'm sorry, like I wouldn't be saying anything, but it's annoying. And it actually is making it a little hard to hear you. Oop.
Okay, tell Echo goes away.
Echo!
Echo!
Wow, that was really loud. Echo, 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 echo! Echo! Echo!
Echo the dolphin.
Echo the dolphin. Okay, I don't hear myself now. Slightly in the background, not that audible. I'm sorry that we cannot figure it out. Mess my vibes up. So. So, Datchet, anything you want to talk about?
No. No, I'm just making sure my settings are okay.
Datchet wants to talk about the politics.
Ew. That's creepy.
Do you say Jello in yeast?
It's a Jello in the Middle East.
Ew. Because it's made from pig hooves. Does it run to build a pig hoof?
You want to build a dirty bomb?
Do
Yeah,
you
so
want to build a dirty
I-
bomb? What?
I want to build a dirty bomb out of Jello.
I don't know if it'd be dirty. I think it'd be delicious.
Chocolate Jello.
Chocolate jello pudding. My mom bought me pajamas today.
That is so adorable.
She always buys me a new pair of pajama bottoms for Christmas. And this year she bought me the wrong size. So she went back and bought me new ones. And they're Marvel ones. And she was telling me, like, they had tons of Star Wars ones. But she's like, I know you wouldn't like that. Because Star Wars makes you gay. I'm going to screen share the video capture thing so that you guys can see sort of what I'm doing. It's still a little delayed, though. Hey, jet skier! There's a jet skier. I wish I was jet skiing. It's very choppy, but at least you can sort of see what's going on.
Your mum should have tried to get you some Barbie
Barbie.
pajamas.
No. What was something? There's something funny. Oh no, it wasn't funny. But I wanted her to get ones with pockets on them, so I could at night when I had my pajama bottoms on or in the morning, I wouldn't have to carry my cell phone around. And then I was like, Mom, do these new ones have pockets? And she's like, No, they don't. Oh, and that's the story that I was telling. It's very stupid.
Do you think she accidentally forgot to get the pajama bottoms with pockets, or do you think she's done on purpose?
I think she just didn't think about it.
I think she forgot on purpose.
Did Amazon get back to you about the puzzle thing?
Yeah, they got back to me. I'm not sure how long it took for them to respond, but they said they'd give me a full refund and you get to keep your puzzle.
Awesome. I love Amazon. Amazon's cool. I've heard though that they barely make any money because of whatever they do. Not really sure exactly how, like with all the discounts they give. But also, I'm pretty sure they also don't. Said also too many times. I think they don't make a lot of money because of how they refund people like that. I'm pretty sure they probably do it a lot.
No, I think they're making them quite a lot of money.
I don't think they're making enough money to where they're actually making money. Where Yeah, I think they're making just enough to keep doing what they're doing, but because of the way their business they do the business, they make themselves the only place that people really want to go to because of their prices and stuff. Like I heard that somewhere. I can't remember who told me that though.
I don't know. I know the working conditions. It was on an episode, I think, Panorama, on BBC One, I think,
Mm-hmm.
where they got somebody to work there, but undercover had like a little camera on him that you can see,
Mm-hmm.
and the conditions that you had to work at, it's kind of almost impossible to actually keep up.
I've heard people say stuff like that about Amazon before, and some of it might be sort of warranted, but I think like there was this one article where somebody was saying it's almost like a cult, like the way they run the business is like a cult, and somebody else came out and was like, yeah, that's bullshit. So I don't really know what to believe per se, but they're also not just a shipping company because they've been developing all sorts of technology and stuff. They're almost like what Google is, except they don't seem as evil as Google.
They're what Google would be if Google started out as a shop.
Yeah, instead of what did Google start out as? Just a search engine?
Yeah, just a search engine.
That is so weird to think that that's what they started out as, and now they're like, I don't even know what they are now.
They're an advertising company now.
Basically, which is sad. Ouch. So, Darkstar, what do you have to say about Google and Amazon and Walmart?
Walmart is evil and sucks, and I'm not sure exactly what Google is. It kind of jumps back and forth between evil and okay.
Also, they kind of just seem stupid.
Google's pure evil.
Google is, I don't know how stupid they are. They play the long game. They tend to look quite a few steps ahead of like ISPs.
Mm.
But that's getting into a deep conversation. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go into.
Well, as long as you keep it light and fluffy.
Internet service providers, they're talking about.
Yeah, they're actually trying to compete with ISPs because if you look at what's going on with like Microsoft doing forced updates and like say Netflix getting higher resolution content
And like throttling. You talking about throttling as well?
I'm not talking about throttling so much as I am bandwidth caps.
Mm-hmm.
And it was getting.
Okay.
So somebody's got to give, especially when it comes to like say Microsoft. Because Microsoft starts pushing huge ass updates, upwards of 2, 3, 4, 5 gigs, and someone can wake up and their data cap is already reached because of that 5 gig update. You're gonna see somebody pissed off. You're gonna see a lot of people pissed off. They're gonna be pissed off at either Microsoft or they're gonna be pissed off at the ISPs or both. And I can pretty much kind of see them.
Oh no, I heard a time bomb.
Now Google is laying fiber. We've got the Google Fiber thing going to multiple cities right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking at other cities. And I believe the most recent one they've done is Atlanta.
I was wanting you to say Atlantis, and I was like, yay, Atlantis! I'm sorry for interrupting.
So Atlanta, they recently got it, and I believe San Antonio has it, I think, and Dallas might have it.
Uh-huh.
But they're doing they're laying the network so that they can become one of the larger ISPs. Only they're using all fiber, which would mean much lower costs and much higher speed. Which would mean, data caps with Google would be totally arbitrary because you can't say anything like, "Oh, bandwidth caps." It's like because fiber.
Mm-hmm. I just know that Google balloons crash, and people are like, "Oh no." That's what I know.
When it comes to depending on who Google is going against, kind of makes them, do I like Google or do I not like Google? And when it comes to the ISPs, I like Google.
Is it because they're aiming to have no caps?
It's not just that, it's them providing an alternative to the extremely exorbitant costs of ISPs. Now, I know America's not the worst when it comes to internet, but
Australia, cough cough.
great. And Google coming in, basically, bitch slapping them, is a good thing because the ISPs, they're making like somewhat. I'm trying to remember what their actual profit margin was, but it's like somewhere in the range of like 400, 500%. Like they have very little overhead costs, and the weird thing is like when they went to court with Comcast went to court with Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that was at Comcast is like, Netflix is using up so much broadband, and who's going to cover this cost? It's like he totally forgot the fact that he has paying customers.
Yeah. But then it's like, well, they don't necessarily want to raise prices on customers, do they?
Well, here's the weird thing about it is that they don't guarantee that you're going to get a speed of like whatever you're supposed to be paying for. You can get up to that speed. Now, when you have the problem with this is that they'll get too many clients, and they'll tell you that you can have this speed, but in some cases you will rarely ever reach that speed.
Yeah.
And what they do is they have too many clients for them to dish out said speed. And so they will cap somebody in order to make the network.
Well, Netflix actually uses more bandwidth than they really need to be using, honestly, for the quality that they're giving.
Really don't. They actually use a lot less than what other providers would be doing.
What do you mean other providers?
Like, say, Hulu.
Hulu uses less. So does Amazon.
Not comparatively. When you're talking about what the resolution on the video is.
Well, they also, all of them actually allow you to use different levels of quality depending on your connection.
They do, but the thing unique to Netflix is how they package it.
Mm.
So it's very efficient at how it packages content.
I don't know. There was actually a guy at Netflix who told me that they use more. They use more than Hulu or Amazon, but they provide the same quality. And so I'm like, why not just do it the way they're doing it? Because no one ever complained about Hulu or Amazon. That's because they're not as popular. But still, they're using more than they should. They probably need to be using, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about that. The efficiency rating for the packaging for Netflix is actually pretty good, especially when you're talking about things that can get up to 8 gigs when you're talking about watching in 4K.
Maybe we should talk about nudity instead. Maybe that'll get us viewers.
You guys can talk about it if you want.
I don't like nudity.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You shower with your pants on?
No, I don't like nudity in content. I don't think
So
you need to see somebody's ass or breasts or even penis in a movie.
So you don't like nudity in your porn?
Pretty much. I prefer the kind of porn where it's like people just like, hey, this is nice. Yeah, this is nice, and then that's it. That's them.
So Amish or British porn?
No, British porn is pretty bad. It's just illegal, technically. There's all those British sex comedies back in the day, and it was just like, what is wrong with the British people? Why do they make such terrible films? I remember watching an American Werewolf in London, and they go into like this one theater, and it's one of those terrible British sex comedies, and they showed some of it, and it's like, this is so stupid. Why did anyone watch this stuff? No wonder the U.S. wanted to get away.
Oh, this is nice. We're lucky the German gun laws are so strict, or some of those rapists might have gotten hurt.
Yeah, I know. Protect rapists at all costs.
On Twitter, I was like, yeah, that's funny.
I've noticed you've been tweeting more, Darkstar.
What?
I've noticed you've been tweeting more, Darkstar.
Yeah, I've been trying.
What were you saying, Datchet?
So that makes perfect sense. You don't want them to get harmed after all.
Yeah. They need to keep raping. Like, without them raping, there'd be no rape culture.
Hey, it's not their fault. It's nothing that the German women don't suffer from the German men every day.
Yeah, like every day is a mass rape.
Yeah, that's actually what I think. I actually posted that the other day. It's like some bitch actually fucking said that shit. I was like, it's nothing that German men do rape every day.
Yeah, they're trying to like cover it up by saying no, Germans already do that all the time.
It was no worse than any other regular rape day.
Rape Day, National Rape Day. Ah, that's the best day.
There were no more rapey than anyone else would have been.
Yeah, stop trying to blame them. It's not their fault. They
Yeah.
they learned it from the Germans.
What was that, Datchet?
You've got to keep up with the quota.
The rape quota.
Yeah, like 1,000's pretty low. They've still got a little bit longer to go to catch up with the Congo.
Well, that
With
thing
the
that
Congo.
the thing that they actually posted was him actually saying nothing. It's like people were looking at the feminists being like, you got an explanation for this? Or you going to say anything? And it actually took them a while to get something out. They're like, well, this is the fault of German men. It's nothing new. It's just this happens every day. It's like, well, wait, you actually didn't really say anything.
Are you gonna answer it or hang up? Oh, okay, he muted himself. Now we don't have to worry about Echo.
The dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin. I remember liking those games, but then I tried playing one. I think it was the original, and I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not sure why he's suddenly having an issue with echoing though.
I don't know.
But you were hearing it too, right?
A little bit. I was hearing it a little bit, but nothing major.
Okay, because like earlier I was doing it with me, and it was like I was just hearing myself repeated right back, just like I had said, and it was like, this is making me want to kill myself. Ow, I died. Still have only one person watching it. Like, nothing, but there's no viewers. That's weird. I guess there are no viewers. Oh my gosh! What the fuck magazine? Oh, no. I look at Twitter and there's just like a Fuda. Too much Fuda for me. I don't prefer Fuda cheese. I prefer normal cheese.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck magazine posted some Fuda and I was like, oh my gosh.
he got triggered by cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I watching a fucking slideshow of Dead or Alive?
It's a little less delayed.
But I'm only seeing like a slideshow.
I know, but at least you're seeing something. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect.
Well, you don't have to watch the slideshow. Just mute some porn and put some porn up.
Ew. Porn.
German porn.
It sounds like somebody is pooping that I went to high school with, or all of school with, pretty much. One time he was listening to Korn, the music people, and
The who?
his dad came up to him and he's like, "What are you listening to?" And he's like, "I'm listening to Korn." And he's like, "You're listening to porn?" I don't know how many times I heard that story before, but it was like, this is so funny. It kind of is funny, but it's so silly.
I guess you had to be there.
No, but like in theory, it's kind of funny, isn't it? In theory. I got a theory. It must be bunnies.
In theory, you can make anything funny.
Even rape.
I guess it depends on how much sleep I've not had.
Yeah,
You know, when I start getting really, really tired, everything starts getting.
that like.
It was like the other day when it's like when I started talking about heroin.
Oh yeah, I don't understand why you were doing that. But
Because I had to replace something. I was like getting tired of everything is literally cancer. So I just like, what's worse than cancer? Maybe heroin.
how is heroin worse than cancer?
Have you ever seen a heroin addict?
Yes,
Have
but
you
they
ever seen-
chose that.
Have you ever seen the withdrawals of heroin?
Maybe.
No, you haven't.
Well, I've seen it portrayed in a movie.
Oh, it's like and you see them going down this self-destructive course. I mean, is it worse on friends or family if you're going on cancer? I mean, it's just a question. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think
I mean-
can someone is worse because he's not actually chosen to say die of cancer.
You see, that's what I was actually thinking too. But when you're thinking about the fact, like with heroin, this person's doing it to themselves,
Yeah.
and like you get mad at the person for doing it.
Is that the
It's like it's like they're doing it to themselves, and it's like, is it worse to die when there's a way out, or is it worse to die or to watch somebody die when there is a way out, but they're not taking it, or is it worse to see them die and they can't get out of it?
which one's which?
It doesn't matter. If you're watching like a loved one in a situation where they are dying and they're opting not to take the way out, or you've got a loved one dying and there is no way out, which one is worse?
Well, cancer you can't just like cure. Being addicted to heroin, you can like beat it. People have gotten over using heroin before.
Oh, you can, but if you've ever seen withdrawals, oh my god, it's
Yeah, but it's withdrawals. Withdrawals don't mean it's not going to happen. It just you have to be really careful with it. And
the thing is also that the withdrawals from heroin can actually kill you.
well, yeah, that's why you're careful. I don't know.
But
This
it
is
was
weird.
actually just something that was funny to me. I just like heroin.
Why do you like things like that? That's not funny.
When you're going off like very little sleep or no sleep for a long time, shit becomes funny.
Do you like to look in the toilet and go ha ha ha?
Fuck you, you're literally heroin.
No, I'm not. You're literally autism.
You're
What's it?
literally cornflakes with no sugar.
No. What was it? Oh, yeah, What the Fuck Magazine posted a picture of a sign that said autistic children at play. And I thought it was hilarious. And I just
God,
wanted to let you
on
know.
shit like that funny. It's so stupid.
How is it stupid? Woohoo. I loved how people were like being stupid when I was like, hey, mom bot saying that anti-gamergate is autistic pedophiles is retarded, and they're like, you're stupid, stop shaming. I was like, I was just pointing out somebody's an idiot. And then I finally blocked John Kelly.
Oh my god! I just saw this this post from CNN. It says, "Will Ripley arrive in China?" And I didn't see the S in time, I guess. And I was thinking of like the Aliens character.
The aliens character.
It's like, wait, the character Ripley
Oh.
is in China? What the fuck?
Not a giant suit that she beat the alien with in the second one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the loader.
Must have been going to like fight Godzilla.
I don't want to fight
Ripley's
Godzilla.
a woman.
Yeah, I thought wasn't that Sigourney Weaver's?
Yeah, but Ripley wasn't technically, the character wasn't technically supposed to be a woman.
I don't
But
care what
they
she
cast a
was.
woman, and then they eventually gave the character a female first name. I can't remember if it was in the second movie or the first one. I think it was in the first one. No, they gave her a first name. I can't remember. Shut up. Leave me alone! But as I was saying, I finally blocked John Kelly. I wasn't finding him funny anymore.
I think the FX was.
Nope.
Wait, this is not fun.
Ah! Say that again? Okay. I think it's fine now. What were you saying?
I don't know what I was going to say.
Something about John Kelly? About how he likes micro penis?
Who is John Kelly anyway?
Tweet that out. I know you probably didn't necessarily mean that was that as a joke, but just tweet that. Who is John Kelly? It's like, who is John Galt? Oh, Darkstar, by the way, when you're not talking, like, you don't necessarily have to do this as a rule because of right now and how it seems to be echoing on your end. But when you're not talking, just mute and then unmute when you're talking. If you could do that. You don't necessarily have to do it. I'm not going to get mad at you, but you can just try to do that. That would be cool. Or don't, whatever. Anyways, John Kelly is a person who likes to get on people's cases for things for no reason. So, that's pretty much who John Kelly is.
Is he just somebody that bitches and moans?
Sort of. Like, he was part of GG Revolt. There are people in GG Revolt, people like, not people that aren't really known in GG Revolt, they're just Anons on the board. And I think a lot of those Anons are starting to be like, I don't know. I don't know that for sure. But anyways, there are people in GG Revolt who don't like him, supposedly. But he pretty much just bitches and moans. And he also got really upset with me when I was pointing out what Ralph did to Staris, where he got him to do art, and then he's like, I'm not gonna compensate you in any way, and then he's claiming that Stars is a liar. I was pointing that out because Stars came to me and said that, and then John Kelly just like got on my case about it. It's like, how dare you say something that's not true? And I'm like, but it's true. And Loping, if you follow Loping or Gaming Pandas and Gaming or whatever, he was just like blowing the fuck out of him John Kelly last night because John Kelly was trying to go after Loping and was saying that Loping's a Muslim or something. I didn't understand it, but yeah, he's just like Sargon when Gamergate GG Revolt was going after Sargon. Sargon was claiming that John Kelly was just was somebody who was jealous of the E-celebs, and I don't really think that really matters. But people like Sargon who are constantly talking about him or like arguing with him gave people like John Kelly E-celeb status pretty much. Just because people don't like you doesn't mean you're not an E-celeb.
Yeah, it's just him. Basically, he's giving him a shout out every time.
Yep. That's one of the reasons why I just stopped really caring about what Sargon had to say.
He's on the stream with Milo.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that because I was like, I can't stand Sargon's face. But I saw screen caps and it looked kind of funny. I thought that was so funny last night when Milo retweeted that thing. I said that if he didn't retweet, I'd kill myself. It's gotten quite a few favorites.
The original tweet or the tweet where he said if he...
No, the one that he retweeted. There were people who thought I might be kind of serious.
I don't think he'd be serious.
You never know, though. I really enjoy Milo. Like people, I would like it if people actually laid down an easy to follow example of why like somehow he's really bad, but he pretty much just sort of does gonzo journalism, and that's not necessarily wrong. He's just so entertaining.
So you're gay for Milo?
Everyone is.
I don't think everyone is.
Yeah.
Darkstar's gay for Milo.
Yeah, no.
Just admit it. What if Milo was gay for Darkstar?
Yeah, no.
But once if you drank too much one night and you woke up and he was right next to you, and you had a sore ass.
Then I would wonder exactly how hard I fingered my ass last night.
Ew, what? Is that something you normally do?
Yeah, you don't do it.
I don't know.
You don't finger your ass when you're jerking off? Come on. Fuck.
I don't want to know any more about this. What?
I said you don't need to, you got the butt plugs.
Okay, now, I would like to know who supposedly sent me that lube, because it's not cum. Oh my, not cum. It's not cum, and I'm like worried about somebody getting ripped off. But I don't know who ordered it. You didn't do it, did you? Catch it?
No, I wouldn't send you lube.
I love how you said that. I wouldn't send you lube. But yeah, I'm kind of like, I want to know who sent it because I want to let them know that it doesn't look like it's gonna come. Oh my goodness, come. Because I keep like expecting it and it's like not coming. Ew! It's not coming.
Who keeps spreading this news thing? It says men arrested for breaking into homes and tickling buttholes.
Oh, that's nice.
I saw this story the other day. It was like a 12-year-old kid breaking into someone's home and tickling butts.
Why would you tickle butt? Butts is a pedophile. Probably.
Has their kinks. I actually like to
Do that.
everyone has their kinks.
That's not a kink. That's just strange.
Like some people like stand on worms or something.
Ew.
Like squish.
I remember seeing in like this Disney Adventure magazine thing. They had this thing where it was like a trivia thing about how this one guy liked to bathe in worms. And I was like, this is gross. Why is this in a kids magazine? And they had a little cartoon illustration of it. What? Ew.
Disney.
Yeah, I don't know if they had anything like it in the UK, but they had these little sort of digests. Do you know what a digest-sized comic is? It's pretty much what manga looks like. It's just like a little tiny. It's like a little small booklet. They'll have them for soap operas here in the U.S., but I really don't know if
Like
they
a
would have
pamphlet.
something. What?
Like a pamphlet.
Sort of like a pamphlet, but it's thicker. But it's the size of like not even really a pamphlet. It's basically just like a really small magazine. Like a really. Did that thing just come out of the ground? I think that thing I just walked by just was inside the ground and then moved up. Anyways, it's like a really small little magazine. Anyways, so there was this thing called like a Disney Adventure, and it was just like for kids or something. But they would have trivia stuff in there, and they had this one trivia thing about how this guy liked to bathe in worms, and I'm like, that's gross. Why? No.
Well, Disney's trying to corrupt the minds of the children.
Well, duh.
That's why it's in there.
Have either of you seen the new Star Wars yet?
I'm not really bothered.
I'm just so sick of hearing about it. But I like to talk about how sick I am of hearing about it.
It seems like you want to watch it because
Well, I kind of do want to watch it to see how bad it is. Or derivative or whatever. Because I still, even though I really hate Star Wars, I do kind of like some aspects about it, like the whole. I don't know. There's just things like I really like. No matter how much I hate Star Wars, I still like the Clone Wars show.
What about Star Wars?
It's terrible.
Okay.
No, but like the Clone Wars show was really entertaining, and I wish they had continued it and didn't cancel it and replace it with stupid Rebels. And then they all laughed and like, this guy's a faggot. Somebody called my mom a faggot the other day, and I was so proud. But I didn't tell her because she doesn't like that word.
Why is it? Because she doesn't like that word, or just because someone called her?
No, I was
That
really
word.
proud that somebody called her that word. I can't remember what they were referring to. I think it was like I'm gonna go listen to some more Christian radio dramas with my mom, and then somebody's like, "Your mom's a faggot." I still can't believe that 5 pieces were missing from the second puzzle my mom did. I just don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. And we're 100% sure that Boar didn't eat him.
How do you know? Did you check his poop?
No! But I've seen him poop, and I don't think any puzzle pieces were in there.
You'd have to go digging through the poop.
But no, his poops are small enough. Unless he really chewed him up good.
It's not like whenever he eats, or whenever he would eat like a puzzle piece, he has a massive turd.
Yeah, I don't know. But he would have had to get up on the table that it was on, and he doesn't do that. And if any piece fell on the ground, my mom would have noticed and picked it up before he ate it.
I was gonna say, the next puzzle or two that she gets, maybe she should empty it into a bag before putting it on the table.
Are you trying to blame my mom?
What?
Are you trying to blame her for the pieces missing?
No, it's just so
I am so sickened right now.
just so you can rule out like any accidentally falling on the floor when you take it out of the box.
Well, it comes in a bag though. The puzzles usually have all the pieces in a bag. And my mom's really careful, especially after that first puzzle, the puzzle that she did before this one. She's really careful, and yeah, and the weird thing is 5 pieces. That's not something that would just she would somehow always lose 5 pieces or something, or even like Boar would only have eaten 5 pieces and then stopped. It just doesn't make sense. And my mom's like, maybe I should do the lottery. They say when stuff like this happens that you should do the lottery.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, might have eaten 4 pieces, and he thought, "Oh, I bet best not eat another one. I'll feel ill." And he ate another one. It's like, "Yep, I felt ill." And stopped at 5.
It's just he doesn't tend to eat stuff unless it's paper and he knows that and he sees that we see him doing it. He doesn't eat stuff unless like that. Because the only reason why he eats paper is because he's wanting our attention and he knows that we see him grabbing something and then he runs off with it. He wouldn't just go eat puzzle pieces. I don't think they taste very good anyway.
Well, I got the puzzle done, but it was missing a few pieces.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Arthur.
They're both here. I'm just playing
They're
a game.
both here.
I'm just playing a game while I'm talking with him.
Anyway, I love the puzzle. I could not believe that there were 5 pieces missing from this one, just like the puzzle I did before. That was another brand new puzzle. So I told Andrew I should go play the lottery. I mean, what are the odds?
It's so weird.
But I love the puzzle.
By the Illuminati.
What?
It's a
It's
conspiracy.
Illuminati conspiracy.
Yeah, I know. I'm beginning to think so. Now, if I get another puzzle and it's missing 5 pieces, I don't know what I'm going to think. Because I've never had that happen before.
Oh, he got heard from Amazon and they're just going to refund him the whole thing.
Oh, good! Yay! Okay, that was a free puzzle.
A free puzzle with missing pieces.
Yeah.
Wasn't the one that you got from Barnes & Noble's, the previous one, wasn't that like something % off?
Yeah, it was half off, but it was because it was seasonal.
Yeah, still. Like, well, it was probably half off because it was seasonal and worthless.
Anyway, I loved it. I loved working on them. So I really did appreciate it. catch it, even though the pieces were missing.
Well, you never know. They could be making an ultimate puzzle game where you have to guess which puzzles they're from, and it'll be 1,000 pieces of just 5 pieces from each puzzle they've made.
Well, Andrew kept saying, well, you know, I said, Andrew, I didn't count to make sure there were 1,000 pieces there, so I can't say, oh, I'm sorry, you sent me a puzzle that didn't have all the pieces.
Yeah, but I said, well, they're the ones who didn't count them.
Isn't it normal, like, machine done or something?
I think so.
I really don't think that it's a machine done thing where it. I don't know. They're supposed the company that made that one that you sent. They're supposed to be like the best or something puzzle company in the United States.
What was in here?
And the way they do their puzzles is each piece in each puzzle is completely different from every single other one. Like some puzzles they'll just reuse piece designs, but the way they do their puzzles is each piece is completely different. So I don't know, but I'm assuming that they're not some some company that just doesn't really pay attention. I'm assuming they have some sort of quality control. So I don't know. It's just
For
really
all we
irritating
know,
to me.
Bork could have been getting up on the table and taking a piece every night. And eating
That doesn't make sense. He would have. He only does it. He only grabs things and eats them when he knows that somebody's watching.
True.
And you gave him asparagus.
Oh, Andrew. Okay, I'm leaving.
Okay, bye.
Night, guys.
Good night.
She's not going to bed. She's going to stay up late.
I was gonna say, wouldn't they wouldn't the images be printed on the puzzle card or whatever, and then it'd be like machine stamped out?
Yeah, they probably have a machine that does that has a preset design for how to cut every single piece into a unique shape. But it's different than most. Like they're acting like it's different because I'm assuming most puzzles they reuse. Like even I've seen puzzles in the past where it seems like they reuse designs for the individual pieces over and over. But this one had really weird piece shapes. Like they didn't look like the regular type of puzzle pieces. You know, like the generic puzzle piece design.
Oh yeah, generic.
Like that kind, you know, where it's just like it almost looks like a little like animal where it has legs and then a head. Yeah, they weren't like that. They were very different. So.
I was gonna say, isn't it a bit like how Pokemon cards are made? It's like each card they're like printed on sheets and it's all cut out by the machine.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's how they do that. But
You'd have one card on repeatedly.
Yeah.
On the one sheet, and then they all cut out.
I'm just when you were bringing up the idea of machines doing it, I was thinking that what you were meaning was they just had machines do it and then pack it up because I'm assuming that they have a person there who takes the puzzle after it's been cut and then makes sure every piece is put in bags.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll have somebody there making sure that once it's all cut out, they put it in a bag.
Yeah. It's just that's like a no-brainer. I wouldn't trust the machine, especially for something like a puzzle. Because when like people like to frame puzzles sometimes. Like my mom was kind of wanting to frame that one, but now I think she's kind of realized that it wasn't probably the best thing to frame because it would just look weird with all those eyes staring at you. And it was also kind of big.
If you bought enough of them and then just made a massive wallpaper out of them.
Oh my gosh, that would be creepy. Mom really likes nutcrackers. Darkstar, you're so quiet. Back there.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Sorry,
you
what
were really, just really quiet and you weren't saying anything.
I was reading tweets and shit.
Well, if you're not going to be necessarily talking, just mute yourself until you're ready to talk again. Okay?
I've
Please
been
don't be
muted.
mad at me. Or I can mute you, and then you can unmute yourself when you want to talk. So I don't know what's going on with your speaker and mic or whatever.
What do you think of Twitter wanting to change the character limit to 10,000?
Um,
I think they just need to like go ahead and call themselves Butt Dad.
well, they're basically be just saying, "Hey, we're going to be like Tumblr now," because there would be a blog site. They wouldn't be a whatever Twitter is. They'd be a blog site, a microblog site.
I think what I've read, they will still be like the 140 character limit type of, how it is now. Except for you'd have to click on it to expand it to see the whole post.
So it would be Twitter longer. Longer.
Good idea.
It'd be an amazing idea. Or they could have no. I was gonna suggest they could just make it like a word count, but I'm like that would not make
That
any
actually
sense.
would be a good idea because then somebody would just try to make their entire post a fucking web link that doesn't go anywhere.
No, I was gonna say, they could have it so when you're like, when you reply to their Twitter handle, that doesn't take up any characters.
Yeah, that would be a good idea too, because that's one of the problems is when you're replying to somebody, or if you have links and or photos, it ends up just eating up the characters. Especially when there's tons of people in a tweet thing.
But in that case, then you could just write out your entire post with an @ handle in front of it, and it doesn't actually go anywhere.
I don't
No,
understand what
you'd
you're
have
saying.
There'll be like a, it has to put like a limit on how many handles.
And @ handles. So I guess that would work.
Yeah.
It would be a problem.
There's so many things they could do to improve Twitter, and that one thing they did recently was they changed favorites to hearts, and then they made it so that it melts your phone.
It melts your phone.
Yeah, like I'm being hyperbolic, but ever since they changed it to that heart, and then it has a little animation. Not just me, but other people. It would like make the phone, the app on the phone stop working.
Oh, you mean like freeze?
Yeah, I guess the app would freeze. Yeah, but it was just like, how did this help anything? How did this improve Twitter? It didn't. It didn't improve Twitter at all. And there were people that were claiming that some social justice warriors were claiming that somehow it was like trying to fight back against misogyny. I don't even know. It didn't make any sense, but it was just so stupid. And
You said that just the yellow star.
yeah, but yellow stars are nice. No. No, we're not doing that.
Why not?
Because.
That's ableist.
No, it's not.
It's ableist against midgets.
No, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't want to put it on the stream because it would actually be really offensive because I wouldn't be willing to put any other kind of porn except that kind of porn. It's like, well, why are they special? Don't treat them special. Treat them like everyone else. See, you're the racist or whatever.
No, you're the ableist.
No.
You secretly hate midgets, don't you?
No, I don't. I love Warwick Davis. He's number one. He's the
You
only
just want
good thing
to pick
about
midgets
Star
up
Wars.
and kick him.
No! It was funny,
Pick him up,
though.
drop him, and kick him.
Oh my gosh. My brother, I was... It was before he was out of high school. He was visiting a friend or somebody somewhere. And he went to an airport, and there was like a midget convention or something. And there's all these little people everywhere. I just remember him telling me about that.
Midgets are great. It's the fun size.
So triggered. I really do like Warwick Davis, though. He's so badass. Wasn't he in a movie where he was like a secret agent? Never saw that.
Who is this person you're talking about?
Warwick Davis played, he didn't play, I don't think he was R2-D2, but he played, the first Ewok you meet in Return of the Jedi. He played the Goblin, I think it's the Goblin at Gringotts in Harry Potter. He was also the little tiny teacher who taught the character, or the little tiny professor who taught the characters Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, he was also, I think he did a show with Ricky Gervais or something. But yeah, if there is a superstar sort of actor, a little person actor, I'm gonna say little person just because it's a nice thing to do. Not doing it because of PC. I'm just doing it because might as well.
You're saying little person because you're social justice warrior, aren't you?
Yes. No. Anyways, he's like pretty much the biggest name little person around. Although they didn't use him in Lord of the Rings, but that was because he's not worth the time to be used as a stunt double. Or not a stunt double, but just like a double. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He was also in Willow.
And that didn't get dwarfs to play the hobbits.
They couldn't do that.
Jar Binks.
No! I really don't think he would have suggested.
He's probably saying, put Jar Jar Binks in, everyone will love him.
No. Jar Jar Binks wasn't actually that bad in theory as an idea, but he didn't do a good job with writing the scripts with him in it because he put him too much in there, and instead of just allowing humorous elements in there besides Jar Jar. Like Jar Jar could have been a semi-serious character, but he was pretty much just completely comic relief, and he was sort of redeemed in the Clone Wars TV series. There are debates over how he was kind of redeemed in that a little bit. He pretends he's a Jedi at one point.
The Maxwell called him in that movie when he first appeared. Star Wars Jar Jar Binks story.
Blossom's like, have you seen the fan theory that Jar Jar is a Sith? And I think that's just the stupidest thing ever. But that just doesn't make any sense. It's just dumb. People are just doing that because they don't like him. Meanwhile, many of the Sith are really badass characters, so it's like, why? Am I supposed to be blowing up here? Oh, but yeah, I remember liking Jar Jar though when I was younger, and I still kind of like him. I like the Gungans. The Gungans were actually pretty cool aliens. They were interesting and unique.
Well, they're not aliens because it's their planet.
I know.
You're wrong.
But they're alien to us.
To humans.
What are humans called in Star Wars? I can't remember.
I don't know.
There's like a word for it, just like how English, the name for English is basic.
name for English is basic.
Yeah, that's the English language. That's what it's called in Star Wars. Because everyone tends to speak it.
Sounds a bit like a dig at the English language.
I don't think it is. I just think they're like, we have to think of a name for it. Let's just give it a really simple, basic name. It was easier than trying to say that that they're not really speaking English. That's just what it sounds like.
Why didn't it just they didn't have to bother with giving a name to language.
They did with the expanded universe and how they got really weird storylines going and addressed stupid things.
They could have just called it English.
But that wouldn't make any sense.
Or English.
English? Do you
Yeah.
speak English? Do you speak English? I speak English good.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Do you want to speak English with a snowman? Don't be racist! That's good for me to be.
You sound a bit like the bad guy from Scooby-Doo.
Which bad guy?
I'm just
Just a generic bad guy?
yeah, just a generic bad guy.
How dare you? How dare you say I'm the generic? That's mean. We don't have to worry about echoes. But I'll miss him.
Echo.
Echo! Echo! Echo the dolphin!
The dolphin.
Echo the dolphin! Then Thorn Blossom leaves the tree. You guys are stupid!
Well, I'm not stupid, but not smart either.
Just a little from column A and a little from column B.
Yeah. I have basic intelligence. You could understand dropping, a T in the later, but there's some words where there's a double T where we'll just drop it, like letter.
La. La.
It's like
Letter.
we know what it's saying when you say like letter, or it doesn't matter, but it's like we drop two T's in the word, which you can't just ignore the one T.
Say butter.
No, I mean you can't ignore two T's.
Say butter.
Say what?
Say the word butter.
Butter.
Now I'm noticing it. You should never have said anything.
What?
You should have never said anything because now I'm going to tease you. Let's write a letter with some butter. This is amazing. Thank you for telling me. Now I'm going to tease you and bully you.
Yeah. Don't tease me and bully me.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to have to get a passport so I can go to the UN.
Do you have to have a passport to go to the UN?
Well, I'm British, so I'd have to have a passport to leave the country.
Oh,
It's not like I'm the Queen.
Wait, aren't there countries that you can go... You're the Queen to me! No, aren't there countries that British people can travel to without a passport?
No, you need a passport to leave the country. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about islands, but I'm pretty sure you need a passport to leave the country, regardless, unless you're the Queen.
Yeah, she's the Queen.
The passports are, I'm not sure how it is, but I think they're like in her name or something or whatever it is.
She's a foreign dignitary, basically, in other countries.
Yeah, so she doesn't need a passport to leave the country.
That's so strange, though.
Yeah.
Who does she think she is?
I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I think she can't. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I think she might. She can't go. She can't go to prison because it's no. Everything's literally like Her Majesty's. So it's Her Majesty's prison or whatever.
She can't go to she can't go to prison?
It's basically it's her country.
What if she like murdered someone?
I'm pretty sure that she'd be sent to prison, but I think there's quite a few exceptions.
But she doesn't even have any real power. She's basically just like a giant cat that sits on England. At least that's what I thought. That's what like British people say. Like they just call her like a giant cat. They don't call her that, but it's like that's basically what she is. She's a giant cat, and everyone's just kind of like, okay, she's there. What?
She's a senile old lady that's sitting on a throne.
Yeah.
I think she was a mechanic during World War II.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of odd. Wasn't she part of the royal family at that time, though?
No, they just picked her up shortly after that.
But she wasn't the queen, because like her mother or father or something was.
Yeah,
right?
her father was the. I was going to say her father was the queen. Her father was.
Her father was the queen. He was a right old queen.
Her father was the king, and I think he died when she was around 19.
Mm-hmm.
And she was chosen to be the next monarch on the throne.
Was she chosen, or was she just the next in line?
No, I think I can't remember what it's called now, but there's like this kind of like a committee or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but when the next monarch is to be chosen, if there's no one next in line, like I don't think there was anyone next in line when her father died, so it was like who are you going to choose?
Okay, because I thought there was like a weird sort of royal line, like people could say I don't want to be the next king or queen, but there was like a whole line where the royal family is just there were people who were like 38th in line from being queen or king.
I think it's you can
Abdicate.
Say it. Yeah, your is it right?
Where she's queen. But I'm starting to get tired of that Anne Hathaway. She's a right old git.
A right old git.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else. Certain little things that Brits do. When we speak, like dropping T's and.
Well, you just all speak completely wrong constantly.
No, we don't.
No, but this is funny. My dad was working on a book. I think it was about the Puritans, and he was editing it, and he wrote a chapter in it. It was about like different Puritan writers and stuff. And anyways, my dad was working with some British writers, and they had terrible grammar. These are like professional writers, but their grammar is just really bad.
Are you talking about letters being
not just the British spellings? Is that what you're referring to? Where it's like they spell things differently?
Yeah, there's different spellings.
No, actual grammar. It was like they didn't really care too much about grammar because somebody's going to fix it later anyways.
I'm
And
guessing
when
if you're-
when he told me that, I was like, that's really weird. Like, you'd think the British would be all, oh, I know what I'm doing. But nope.
Well, I'm guessing they're qualified in the language, but because they have people to make sure everything's correct before it goes to print, it's like, well, you don't really need to be that, aim for that, perfection.
Yeah.
Why do something when you can get somebody else to do it?
Yeah, I know, but it's just kind of like, you'd think that, I don't know.
I think it's like kind of the stereotype where you think Brits would be not like posh, but a little bit more.
Well, no, it's not even like that. It's just you'd expect people who are professional, like writers who knows historical stuff. You'd think that they'd be like also really they'd at least be decent with grammar. But from what my dad told me, he made it sound like they were just like it was just really atrocious. Like it was shocking. That's why he was like saying it. It was like it was surprising how bad they were with their grammar.
I don't know.
Maybe like the British school system just totally failed them.
Oh, is there like They could be the schools that they went to.
I don't know, but
Like
these guys, like you would expect them to, well, I don't know, have good grammar. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it seem like the British are stupid. I'm sorry.
No, I think if depending on what class you're from, you probably schools will probably have a different attitude.
They don't want to have to write it for you.
Well, if they I'm guessing if they just started out, they would have to pretty much try and get everything as correct as possible.
Yeah.
But if they've been around a while, then it's one of those things. It's like a celebrity when they just start out. They can't just throw tantrums if the blue M&Ms haven't been taken out or whatever. But once they've actually they become a major A-list celebrity, they can then start doing.
Well, these guys weren't in a position to be like that. I think it was probably just them being lazy.
Well, it depends on the field you're in, because if you're going to be like a professional historian type thing, you're not exactly going to be able to throw tantrums if you're not being given the right pen.
Yeah, it's not like they're Richard Dawkins or anything. Oh,
he's a saint! How dare you?
He's England's most important person. If it wasn't for him, we'd be living in the Dark Ages, even though the Dark Ages don't exist, and we made it up.
Who's Richard Dawkins? Is he that?
Wait, you're being serious?
Is he that guy that?
He's the atheist guy who created memes.
Make a shit ton of money by charging people
to have lunch with him.
Have dinner with him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. He created. He didn't even create memes. He just thought of the name meme to describe something that's always been around, and so people are like, "Wow, he's so smart for thinking up a name." The inventor of a name, and he's also friends. Crap, I keep dying. He's also friends with the author of His Dark Material and Light. I thought they had kept the name different, like they did with the Harry Potter movie.
No, the Harry Potter movie, this one was the Philosopher's Stone.
But in the U.S., it was called the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, I think the Harry Potter title of the first book was the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, but they changed it for the U.S. because the Scholastic publisher didn't think people would know what the Philosopher's Stone was.
it's a fictional book about magic.
Well, it's not. It's not even that. It's an actual like fictional object. It's not a book. It's an actual fictional object. But they're like, we don't want to confuse kids, and so let's call it the Sorcerer's Stone. And there are some people who are like, that's stupid, and other people are like, it doesn't matter. But what's funny is because of the names, the name difference, they even call it different things in the actual like book. They changed it in the actual book. So when they were doing the movie, they filmed every scene twice when they used that word, the Philosopher's Stone, so that it would match with the title of the movie. Kind of weird.
So I'm guessing they tried to make it so the name of the stone wasn't actually brought up that often in the.
I don't know. It wasn't that big of a deal. They just had to film the scene twice. They film every scene more than just one time. They have many takes, and sometimes they have so many takes that everyone's sick of the scene and they never want to film it again.
I wonder if there will actually, apart from the name of the stone, if there will actually be any differences within the actual scene itself. If you compare the versions.
Well, yeah, there will probably be minor differences that you could notice. But
was it like
beyond that,
if it was like a 3D Pixar movie, then it would only just be the speech that would be different.
well, no, they actually changed in Inside Out. They changed for the Japanese audience. They changed what the little girl was eating as a baby from broccoli to green peppers. They censored it. Uh-oh!
I thought you were going to say they gave her jiggle physics.
Oh my gosh. That's
It is Japan
terrible.
after all.
Yeah. But that's just like a form of localization. It's not a big deal. Who cares? Like, oh well, it's not an important part of the story. Neither are boobs! Unless a story actually deals with the boobs being large. Oh well.
The attack of the killer boobs.
Yeah. But then it's just silly. Like with Bayonetta and all the sexualization going on there, that actually made sense and was funny and stuff. So
yeah, I loaded up the second Bayonetta demo, and as it was started off, I thought, okay, how is this? It's like this isn't. Yep, it's a like zoom out shot or panel shot.
mm-hmm.
Going right through her boobs and everything, and it's her like riding a horse or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but as soon as it started to zoom out, I just started laughing.
Yeah, there's just really, it's so over the top and funny.
Yeah,
and it's supposed like, to be funny. It's not like they're just being like, "Hey, fan service." There was actually thought put into it.
Yeah, it's like I can't see how anyone could find that titillating, as it were.
I can, but it's not supposed to be titillating. That's the point. Like stuff like Dead or Alive, Extreme or whatever. That was clearly supposed to be fan service, and to an extent, even like Bayonetta was. There's fan servicey stuff in it, but the point is that it's supposed to be humorous. And it's supposed to be over the top. They're like going, yeah, you know how there's sexualization? Here's some sexualization. Look, her hair is her clothes and it comes off. But it's not even like really that weird. It's just sort of, casual about it. Like, you really, it's never that like, oh, she's completely naked. I can't believe it. Just like you can sort of see that she's sort of naked a little bit. So,
I wonder if Bayonetta actually washes her clothes.
You dash it? That I
He's
just
lying.
said that you could do that?
It's all lies.
Yeah, Datchin's
Don't
not real.
believe
Datchin's
lies.
actually a robot.
No, remember, I'm your alt account.
Yeah. I thought you didn't want to be my alt account.
Well, in the other stream, did we say that I'm also your mother's Twitter account.
You're also my dog's Twitter account.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to contact that person who saved all that those poor pictures and see if he wants to be like a man. Set up the Twitter account so that way he can post as well.
Well, you could just share the Twitter account. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
I haven't checked on my Otter Jesus account for a while. I'm not going to use it unless for some reason my regular account gets banned. Because I posted that picture from that horrible E.T. movie ripoff, and I said that it was Nyberg trolling for kitties. I CC'd that to, oh crap, I died again! I CC'd Stitch, or Base Stitch, something, that he was telling somebody they're bad for saying this. And I was like, untag me. He's like, no, you signed it when something, you replied to her or something. I was like, what?
Oh yeah,
No
I
thanks.
saw that.
No thanks for this. I don't want to deal with retarded children today. Please, no community service for me. Ah! Whoa! People are trying to murder me, and that's offensive because I'm a Mexican.
But you're not even ginger though.
Ginger Mexican? Damn it! I died again. I could probably use so I can at least have some sort of sense of normality in my brain.
In the brain.
In the brain. Do you want it in the brain? Do you want
Is
it
the
in the
same
brain?
people in the brain or in the bum?
No. Stop it. That's forbidden.
Forbidden.
Do not do this. This is bad for you to do. Come on, where? Terrible swimmer. I really need to start going through all my Otter videos and using that thing that Sonic Hobo sent me, the video editing software, and use it to just make like 5-minute videos of Otter clips and then start posting them on YouTube. I need to start putting more content than just me streaming.
I was gonna say you could make a mega Otter video.
Yeah, somebody else was asking if they could do that, and I'm like, yeah, you can if you want. I'm probably going to do that at some point. It's just so easy to forget.
Yeah, I found the website that you could rip Twitter video as well.
Yeah, but I actually have the videos like on my computer and on my phone, so it's easier for me to do it.
And I had to rip that video off the other day.
Yeah, that was so funny.
I just saw the videos like, was it what could it be, a bomb or something, and you're like bam 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 bam. But yeah, I just had to do something.
I don't think Micronomics is watching anymore. I don't think he even heard me saying, "Hey, come on."
I'm trying to find him in
On Twitter.
followers list.
Did he start following you?
Yeah, I think he's following me. If not, then I'm following him.
Ow!
Yeah, he found him.
Tell him that if he doesn't come on, we're gonna take away his boobs.
I'll tell him we'll dox him.
But it'll be a small dox. Small dox just for him.
It's small doxing.
Small dachshund. I love dachshunds. They're so cute. Boris part dachshund. That's why I chose him. Dachshund Biko. It's funny. My mom gave him. Like I told my mom I don't know how many times, not to feed him, not just like straight up feed him, just hand him food, especially in front of me. But she's like, she was thinking apparently, oh, I'm just gonna see if he'll eat this asparagus because I don't think he will. And so she holds it out to him, and he kind of sniffs it and licks it and then eats it. And then she was so surprised, and I was like, Mom! And she's like, I didn't think you would eat it. I'm like, that's no excuse. I hope it doesn't give him stomach problems though.
I don't think he'd have stomach problems. It's a vegetable, so.
Yeah, well, there's some vegetables you're not supposed to give dogs though. Technically, dogs aren't really supposed to be eating vegetables. They're supposed to be eating meat.
Well, I'm not sure. I think they use like plant proteins in like dog food and whatnot.
Yeah, they do, but
the dry biscuits.
Yeah, they do. You never know. There are certain things though that people tell you not to give dogs though.
Like chocolate.
Well, no, I'm talking about like actual vegetables. So like there's some stuff you just shouldn't give them.
Like you should never give your dog cannabis or
Cannabis?
marijuana.
There are people who actually put cannabis oil on their dog's food when their dog has that's sick or something. And Gorilla, no. Ow, stop shooting me! That's racist.
I've sent Micronomics a BM.
BM?
Join.
Bowel movement? That's what BM
DM
stands
not
for.
BM.
You said BM.
I said DM.
Pretty sure you said DM.
It's probably my British accent that you can't understand.
But BM, that's just another. That's like shortening the words bowel movement. Do you know what a bowel movement is?
What's BMW?
BMW is a car, I think. Ow, fuck.
Nope.
What is it?
Black man's a willy.
What? Black man's willy?
You hear that? Yeah.
Oh my
BMW.
gosh. I cannot believe you said that. That's the sickest thing. Oh, get off my stream right now.
When anyone asks you, you want to ride a BMW, say no.
Cats can't have garlic or onions. This sucks. Bad. Shut the fuck up, hoe ass nigga. What? Of course my stream is bad.
What's bad?
Somebody said this was bad, and I'm like, I agree. Oh shit, get out, get out.
Stream a lot.
I don't know where this person came from. Eli Hargis. Everyone say hi to Eli.
Hey Eli.
Hey nanny na, hey nanny na. How do I get up there? I'll take a helicopter. Time for a helicopter ride. When I went to England one time, I visited the Peter Pan statue, and that one park because I really like Peter Pan.
You came to England one time.
Yeah, one time. I don't know how many years ago. Bought a bunch of BBC audio dramas.
What was it for the riots?
No. Yeah, I just came to see the riots. No, it was.
Maybe join
it was a while ago. It was when I was in high school. But I went.
How long ago would that be?
10 years ago, maybe.
What age do you finish high school over in the States?
It depends on when your parents put you in school, but I can't even remember. I think it was around 19 or 20. I think I was held back a little bit.
I finished high school when I was 16. I think the age might have been increased, so you had to finish high school when you're 18 now.
Oh, okay.
But I think in Britain it's more. It's not like whenever your parents put you into school, it's a case of children had to start school at 5. Or maybe a little bit earlier, depending on if you. I think it's kindergarten or whatever, nursery or.
Preschool is the very earliest thing, and you don't necessarily have to be put in preschool. Then there's kindergarten, which is like 5 years. It goes up to 5th grade, and then there's middle school, which it's not always the same for everyone. The middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then there's high school, which is 4 years, which is freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior.
Yeah, I think it'd be basically your version of preschool. Where, so I remember when I was in primary school, there was an area of the school where I think I started went into high school at 11 and left at 16. That's how it was when I was in there, but I think they may have changed a few things up.
Yeah, like what you call primary is what we call elementary.
It's elementary, dear Watson.
Damn straight! Have you ever seen the elementary show that the U.S. did because the Sherlock show was popular?
No, I've not seen it, but I've heard some good things about it.
I've heard some good things too, but I'm like, I'm not watching it. It's on CBS. That's the channel for old.
That's channel what?
CBS is a channel for old people in the U.S. It's for people who don't like being challenged. I don't like that. They're the people who did all the stuff like they do Big Brother. They do Survivor. They do a lot of reality shows. They also do a lot of crime shows where there's not a whole lot to it besides there's a crime and there's murders, and they focus too much on the murderer and not enough on the actual crime and the person who got murdered.
I'm not sure if there is a channel like that in Britain. I think it's more times of the day.
Yeah, they okay. CBS technically they do try to sometimes appeal to younger audiences. Like Supergirl is on CBS, but Supergirl is also stupid.
Is it because she's a girl?
No, it's like they use the term. I haven't even watched it. I've just heard bad stuff about it. Like they use the term white male privilege in an episode. It's like if you use that without making fun of it in a TV show, that's bad writing. That's just stupid. That's silly and garbage.
Yeah.
Thorn Blossom, are you talking about Elementary? That show sucks.
I think BBC Two most likely will be for old people, if anything, but it's more
like is the content more stuff that's kind of old programming, like things that have been around for a while? Because Fox in the U.S., Fox is more towards kind of younger adults. The CW is more towards like teenagers and doesn't actually have that large of an audience because teenagers watch everything online technically.
me, Dad watches My dad's in his like mid-60s, and he likes to watch his property programs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like where the houses are pretty much like a wreck. He just takes some investment to do them up, and they're usually snapped up at a cheap price in auction, but you'd have to spend a lot of money to make them livable again.
Mm-hmm. So
Like
reality
fucking Nose.
type programming.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure what you call it when you fix up houses that are.
There's a term for it, but I know what you're talking about. There's a lot of shows like that in the U.S. They're mostly on cable, though.
Yeah, and
They're cheap to make.
I think I've seen or I know of. Well, I've not seen, but I think I know of one show where they in the US where they get a family that's like. So,
There's a
but
term for it. It's like house flipping or something.
yeah, I'm not sure what the word is, but I think I know there is one.
Well, we
But,
know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and this show deals with a couple of people, and afterwards, well, first I'll ask the people what are the plans if they're gonna resell it, use it, like rental or whatnot, and after it's all the work's done, usually they get estate agents in to price up the property to see if they've actually could make money or if they have lost money in redoing the property up.
Yeah, there's so many shows like that on cable.
And
what are the networks that show a lot of American programs in the UK?
I think that'd be Channel 5.
I know Buffy was really popular in the UK.
Oh yeah, I love Buffy. I remember watching it. It's like I was determined to watch every episode of the last season.
I really liked the last season. A lot of people didn't. They didn't hate it as much as the sixth, though. A lot of people seem to hate the sixth season.
I can't really remember Buffy now, but I do remember the last season where Willow does that spell and everyone becomes pretty much like a Slayer.
Yeah, and then they continued it in the comics.
They become like have the strength and anything of the Slayer.
Yeah, they were all potentials. Like if Buffy died.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think it was if Faith. I can't remember what it was, but I think Faith would be the one who, if she died. This is always something that fans would argue about. If Faith died, that would mean a new one would be called. Buffy, though, thought that if she died, it would mean a new one would be called. But she'd already died twice.
So, when Buffy died, would that have made Faith a Slayer?
Yeah, well, actually, no. Okay. So, Buffy dies in the first season. Oops, spoiler! And then...
Oh, dare you. I was looking forward to the first season.
And then that, I guess Jamaican sort of Slayer comes around. Then she dies. Spoiler! And Faith comes around. So if Faith dies, a new Slayer would come around. But Buffy dies in the 5th season. Spoiler! And no new Slayer comes around. But then people are like, well, it was a magical death, so it's okay. And it's like, what does that have to do with anything?
A Slayer's died, so shouldn't there be a new Slayer?
Yeah, and Buffy didn't even die in the first season. She just... her heart stopped for, a little bit.
Well, you mean a bit like how people, when they're on the operating table, technically they're, dead for a little bit?
Well, if they're taking the heart out and then replacing it with a new one.
When they're changing up the hearts.
Scott Bakula. They have, even NCIS, it has an older actor like a guy who clearly looks older, like an old, sort of almost little bit past middle age as a lead, so that old people can relate. Um, but anyway, so they're really their target audience. They actually will admit their target audience is old people. And Supergirl was really weird because CBS owns the CW because they're owned by the same company. And Supergirl, they actually passed on Supergirl at CW, and then they tried to do it again, and CBS is like, okay, we'll do it. But because of that, since CBS is kind of like, we're better than CW, they don't want any crossovers to happen. But anyways, also I think Supergirl is. It started out with high ratings because it's CBS and everybody watches whatever's on there. But the ratings are kind of going down a little bit, so we'll see what happens. And also, CBS is really weird. Like, if a show just goes down a little bit in ratings, they will cancel it. But anyways, and then Flash and Arrow are both on the CW. So I just want to address that. And then she said PBS is for old people, and I'm like, no, it's for people who want to watch British television.
PBS.
Yeah, PBS, our public broadcasting. It's like BBC, except we don't fund it as much as the BBC gets funded.
Well, if America had a TV license, then
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's just so ridiculous, though. That is, I think that a TV license, having to pay to be able to even watch television, would be considered unconstitutional somehow.
Well, I found out that you don't actually have to pay to watch TV. You know, the TV or have a TV license.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't watch any of the BBC channels.
Really? So if you just have something else.
If you don't, yeah, because the BBC have like kind of like, you know, on-demand catch-up of their what's broadcast on their channels.
Where you can watch it online.
Not, you know, yeah, when you can watch it online wherever. But if it's not, you know, streamed live and it's just like, you know, put any information in where, you know, about your TV license or anything, you can watch it without a TV license. And someone told me that, yeah, as long as you're not watching live. Someone told me as long as you're not watching live TV broadcasts.
You mean on a television?
You don't have to have a TV license. Yeah.
So if you just watch everything after it's aired on the BBC website?
Online.
Yeah, well, you're not watching television, though. You're just watching it online. And then if you try to go to those things outside of the UK, you can't watch it.
Unless you use a VPN. But me friend doesn't watch, you know. Well, he doesn't watch like British TV barely anymore because he watches that, you know, the programs that he watches are usually broadcast first in the States, so he watches them pretty much a couple of days afterwards. And was it when the people, because they sometimes come around and check to see if you're not watching, if you're watching. He's like, well, no, I don't watch TV at all. It's not plugged in, you know, to an aerial or anything. So he didn't have to pay TV license.
That's so weird. When I first heard about that, I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
I think at one point there was a radio license, you know, this is before TV.
But yeah, because BBC used to be like just a radio thing before TV. And they now still are producing a lot of radio content.
I'm not sure if they managed dog license that the British government tried to put in place one
Dog
time.
license?
Yeah, they tried to put a dog license in place one time. I think my dad told me, but nobody paid it. They were like, we're not paying a license to have a dog.
That's so stupid.
So
Well, that's what happens when you have the healthcare system you guys have. They want money because they need money. You pay for everything.
Well, they want money. They want money.
No
Just
matter
because
what.
they want money.
Yeah, but they also
Somehow.
need money. They need as much money as possible. So they'll make you pay as much as possible.
Well,
Let's just
our
be
healthcare
honest.
system's pretty much privatized at this point.
Wait, your healthcare system is privatized at this point?
It's not actually fully, but there's quite a lot of private, healthcare providers.
Healthcare.
No,
Mhm.
where somebody, if you're like on the waiting list, whatnot, or you have to have an operation, or the private healthcare providers actually do the operation, and then they make money from the government and the
Oh.
NHS. I think, at least I think so. I think that's. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or getting it across right, but yeah, I've seen adverts on the TV when I've gone downstairs and gone into the living room, like of for private healthcare, like from Bupa or whatever it is. Like you can have your family covered as little as 89p a day, and say, that sounds good. In theory, like just just over £1 a day.
Mm-hmm.
But something tells me that it'll mean it's not going to be £1 a day.
Yeah, well, it's never exactly how everyone wants everything to be. Nothing, you can't control, make it perfect. That's why you have to make it work as best as possible. When it's the government, it's like, well, the government really doesn't have any incentive, in anything basically. The government doesn't have an incentive necessarily to make it as best as possible for people because they're the ones that are in charge of it. And what are they going to do? What are people going to do? Just leave the country? Well, that's not really that easy. But when it's something that you can leave and go find someone else, then it's like, this is a better deal. When I can... What?
Sorry, what you saying?
What was I saying?
Yeah, I interrupted.
Oh, well, basically capitalism. I was basically just saying the reason why there are people who think privatizing something and letting other people do it and keeping the government out of it, it's better for the people, the consumers or whatever, because the consumers have choices of who they can go to. Like if they don't like something at this place, they can go somewhere else. If you don't like something with the government in charge of it, you just what are you going to do? Leave the country? Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know.
And that's also why people don't want companies to have monopolies on stuff either.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of firms, our stuff has been privatized, as it were.
Well, they're trying to do that. Didn't they privatize the? Sorry for interrupting.
With the gas and electric, and I think water as well, and all that.
Didn't they privatize the subway? Not the subway, the train system or something.
Yeah.
But then it got really expensive.
One line that actually makes money, and the government's looking to sell it off.
Yeah.
The others don't make money.
Was there ever discussion about your postal service?
Oh, that's already privatized.
Oh, okay. I think the U.S. government is thinking about doing that And
It's funny. They're saying beforehand, like, oh no, if the Royal Mail is privatized, prices of stamps won't go up. They'll stay the same, and not that long after it's privatized, they're like, we're increasing the prices of stamps.
the ability to choose that than have to rely on the government, because I'm currently relying on the government, and they're going, no, we don't feel like paying the money for the medication that the doctor said you can have. Like I said, it's never perfect, but
Does is there like charity healthcare like in the States where you can,
let other people pay for it if they want.
like there's some charities that could actually help you with like some medical bills?
There probably is, but I don't know.
There was yeah, um a lot of our stuff is privatized over here, um like you know the electric, the gas, the water, um pretty much everything. um like the British gas used to be owned by the government, I think, and it's now owned by a company that's owned by the French government, I think. So pretty much, the French government's making money from British citizens.
One thing about like the BBC and stuff is, I knew this guy where we were in England for like the summer. One time, that was when I went to England. That was the only time, and there was this guy there that was working on like a dissertation or something, a theological dissertation, and we were staying at, I think it was called Tyndale House. I can't remember. Um, and this guy was there using the library for resources. And I remember him. Also, he slept under a bush, but then the bush's leaves fell off, and so he started sleeping in his car. But he preferred the bush. He was a really funny guy. Anyways, he said one time.
The bush.
Yeah, he said one time that it's okay to pirate like the BBC audio stuff because the government, citizens pay for it already. And I was like, I don't know about that, but okay.
I'm not sure.
That was weird.
Computer says no. I heard from, well, not heard, but someone was typing in the stream chat that I was watching the other day, and this person in the past who's from Spain said apparently it's not illegal to illegally download like movies or whatnot as long as that country, then you can download.
If you can't get a copy like online.
On the pirate stuff, that they'll make all that back. Like, well, no, you'll only make like 20% of that back if 80% of people pirating it in the first place wouldn't buy it in the first place.
Yeah.
But some people just download it because it's free. Well, it's technically not free, but you don't have to actually pay money to get it.
Well, as long as the people who do it don't complain about how they're being oppressed for when people get upset about them doing it. Oh well, but when people whine and go like, "Oh, this is unfair that I'm facing the consequences of doing something that I shouldn't be doing," then it's like, "Shut up, you stupid idiot." What were you expecting?
No, I mean, if someone knocks on the door like, oh, we're suing you because you've pirated our content,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really have a leg to stand on to bitch about it. You know that you're not supposed to do it, but you did it anyway.
But there is a case to be made that the people that like places where, like Pirate Bay, where they're obviously located in a place where they can't be touched. Like there's places like that where those places should be facing consequences too for allowing people to do it because they're actively involved in it.
They're not actually hosting the content, though. They're hosting the links to the content.
But still, they're
Yeah,
encouraging it.
They're trying to shut it down because they're hosting links to the content, which is kind of a loophole in you're not actually hosting the content, so technically you're not breaking the law.
Yeah, it was like technically, if you have to say you're technically not breaking the law, then you should like, I don't know, but that's just really so lame.
It's wrong, and
It's technically not wrong. Okay.
But,
I hope you feel good about it.
but I've also read where there's been research. It showed that was it people who actually have pirated, or like I like that movie that I downloaded illegally. I'm gonna go out and buy it because I want to watch it later,
Mm-hmm.
and probably at better quality than they got it out online. So there's some research that shows that it's kind of like a form of advertising, as it were. Like try before you buy.
Yeah,
and
but
also research that shows that you're not going to make the losses that you think you're making, because it's not losses if people wouldn't buy it in the first place. But it's a complex issue.
it is very complex, and people who are like, "No, piracy's fine," don't act like it's complex though. That's one of the main problems I have when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Is where like I'll admit in the end it's very complex, but I'm not going to pretend like it's not. And a lot of people who are like piracy's fine, it's like, no, you're not treating it like you should be treating it in the fact that it's very complex, not simple. Because how would you feel if you were a content creator and you're this small little person and people were pirating your content or just looking at it for free or what's something? And it's like, well, that's different. It's like, no, shush.
I've heard some people say like online that, but it's like the people who actually do spend the money on the content, once everyone decided not to, how are they going to make the money to continue making the content, or to pay the people who helped make that content possible?
But there is evidence of like if a movie gets leaked, the studios will end up losing money, especially like it's kind of a weird way to try to defend it, but movie studios that if a movie gets leaked will end up losing money because there are people online who will see it and then they'll tell everyone, oh, it's bad, and it doesn't necessarily it's not even necessarily bad, but they say that and then it starts the ball rolling because I think The Expendables 3, which is actually a really enjoyable film, was leaked online before the movie even came out in theaters. And the studio, I think Lionsgate, they were suing people for doing that because it ended up affecting the money from the movie.
I heard something similar with TV shows in the States, that TV in the States is like big business.
It is.
And if a TV show is, like the pilot is leaked beforehand, it could actually have a damaging effect of how much that channel could actually make from advertising. And
that's
all
very
that.
true. Although with Glee, that was actually shown like almost a year before the film, the show actually came out, and Fox showed it on their network to like get interest, and then that ended up building all this interest into it. And I wish that had never happened. That show's terrible, but that actually was like the opposite effect. But they were doing it on purpose.
I saw it yesterday, and I'm not sure how many seasons Glee has, but there was.
I think
It
6.
was the fourth season that they had an episode where there was a shooting in the school,
Ew.
and it's like, really, it seems out of place for a TV show. It's just about teenagers' lives who are in a singing club.
In a cartoon type world where there's that woman who's like the villain, but then she works with him, and there's like such terrible character development.
Yeah.
And there's the one gay kid. I always thought this was so funny. He won an Emmy. The actor won an Emmy for his role. But what's so funny about it is that he was basically playing himself. He tried out for the role of the kid in the wheelchair, but he didn't get it. But the gay creator of the show liked the kid so much because he was gay. So he's like, I'm going to create a new kid. He created a character based off of him, the kid. And then he wins an singer, so we don't know for sure.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I think Brian Murphy is like in a relationship with a guy. So that would be like really terrible. I don't know. Brian Murphy just seems like a horrible person, though. Ryan Murphy, I mean.
I was gonna say everyone knows that the gays are whores.
Well, at least the male gays. I mean, just look at Milo. They're both the same. Nero and Milo are just the same person. Historical figure and current gay conservative. No, but yeah, like that's a thing that you can't really necessarily deny, that gay men are very promiscuous. Not all, but I mean, if you just read about their culture, you're gay. Do you admit that you're a promiscuous, filthy whore?
I'm not, but if I had the confidence to, if I'd had to change a lot of stuff about myself, like physically wise, because I don't think I'm attractive at all. But if I was at the point of looking good, I think I'd be a whore for a bit.
You'd be tempted to do it because that's kind of what's encouraged, right?
I don't think it's in. I wouldn't really know, but I don't think my thought is I don't think it's encouraged, but I think.
Because I read about culture and aspects of it, and it's so like gay culture, and then they get sucked into like cruising and bathhouses and all this stuff. It's like none of this seems like it's promoting sort of just a healthy sort of relationship with somebody. It's promoting promiscuity.
Yeah, it's not promoting a healthy relationship with somebody, but if you're not looking for a healthy relationship with somebody, then I think it's okay to a point. But if you're actually looking for a relationship with somebody, then I wouldn't be able to be in an open relationship.
But yeah, it's okay. What I'm trying to say though is like if you're gay and you want to just sort of be like
a man whore.
No. Like the opposite. If you're gay and you just want to have sort of like a look for somebody who you can just be in a healthy relationship with, and not have to get involved with going to bathhouses or something. What do you do? Because there's not really a whole lot there for gay guys who want to just be almost like a heterosexual and how heterosexuals meet people and stuff like that. You have to go to the bars and gay bathhouses and get all involved in this weird culture that's also very political.
I think you what you have to do is just go to gay bars and online dating.
Yeah.
And so-called hookup apps.
But even that, really, it's
not. But you'd have to kind of specify that you're not actually looking for like a quick one-night stand or.
But yeah, it's still like there's just not a whole lot to it that like I just feel so bad for gay young men who would rather just not be whores because it seems like that's what they're being told they need to be if they want to live. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's also the fact that gay proportion of the actual population.
Yep, that too.
So, I'm not sure what video I was watching, but it was like you're such a small portion of the population to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to actually find somebody that you'd want to
be in a serious relationship with.
Yeah. Whereas if you were just straight, as it were, it's easy.
Not necessarily though.
Well, it may not be easy to actually find somebody, but you have a lot more. A better chance to find somebody than where there's you have a larger pool to look in.
Yeah, that's true.
So
there's not a whole lot of like really positive gay role models.
Because it's such a small pool. Not encourages, consciously, but subconsciously encourages the promiscuous. Of promiscuity, because there isn't that many people to potentially have a relationship with.
Mm-hmm. Which is really sad, but there's nothing you can do about it. And there'll be people who are like, oh, that none of this is the fault of this is people that are homophobic. What?
No.
What? How?
That's that. The only way you could say that is if basically it was a crime to be gay and you could actually end up in prison or a mental institute.
Mm.
Like at one point in history, that was the case. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody wants to hook up with a guy, and socially, it's against the law and it's socially unacceptable, someone will find a way to hook up with another guy.
But it's different to hook up with a guy and to find somebody than to just like be a big slut.
Yeah, just saying where there's a will, there's a way. So if somebody wants to be in kind of a relationship with somebody, I don't know what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. But okay, now let's think of straight people. If you're a straight person, but you want to be like a massive slut, it's not necessarily like a thing that it's super easy to figure out. Like, well, where do you go? Is there a slut bar somewhere? It's not. It's just like a completely different concept for straight people who just want to be massive whores.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think too much about this kind of stuff.
I think it would be. I think if you really wanted to be a whore, then you'll find a way being a massive whore.
Yeah, but it's just not something that's like really mainstream, where it's like this is how you do it. It's like I'm not just thinking right now exactly how exactly would I go about being a gigantic whore. I guess I'd have to go on the internet.
I think it'd be easier for gay guys to be a whore just because of kind of like the upfronters, and there's no kind of like skirting around things. It's like if you want to have sex with do you want to have sex with yep. If you both want to, then it's like straight to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you kind of looking for a relationship or whatnot, you have to skirt around stuff and kind of play mind games or something.
Yep. When I'm looking at like the Netflix movies where it's like, oh, okay, two guys on the cover hugging, it's clearly a gay movie that's always about talking about how hard it is to be in a relationship while gay. And these are movies made in pandering towards a gay audience. So, I don't know.
I think it'd be hard to be in a relationship with, regardless of preference.
Well, with straight people, there's basically a set plan. This is how you be in a relationship. Gay people don't really have that. I think with lesbians, they kind of have the sort of instinctual guys don't necessarily want to be really intimate like that per se. So, and then when there's another guy in the mix, when there's two guys trying to be in a relationship, it's like, well, where do you, if they're both very similar in how they don't necessarily want to be, I don't know. Like it just seems really complicated. Which is why there's so many gay movies about it. I think one time there was this like zombie movie, and there was like a gay couple in it who was like helping everyone survive. But that was like the only non-stereotypical trashy gay film that I've seen on Netflix. What were you gonna say?
No, I think it's how guys are just normally kind of like brush it off, just carry on, don't show emotion type of thing.
But that's not even like that's not even based a stereotype that's really that based in, as far as I can understand, it's really not that based in reality. Guys are just really they go about it differently than women would. And well, also with the way that society kind of treats men, they feel like, well, I gotta be really stoic.
Yeah, I think the way the expectation of not showing emotion and not showing weakness and all that, it's going to have an effect on if you want a relationship. It's like you're not.
Am I coming off really ignorant and hateful of gay people?
Yes.
Okay, I was serious and I wanted to know, so thank you for.
No.
For
if you're serious, then no.
I was serious, but also joking. I just wanted to make sure. Like, I know you're very understanding and stuff of all that kind
of. I mean, I think over the last year or so, it's like if you have a disagreement, it's no big deal. It's a disagreement. I mean, you're not going to see eye to eye with somebody, and as long as they're not like, actually, you know, like
Promoting the murder of gay people or something.
like hateful towards and kind of like wanting violence to happen towards like kind of when in person and whatnot, or just any interaction you have with people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're civil and all that, then it's perfectly fine. It's
Yeah, like I like that conversation you were having with that one person where it was about the Steven Universe thing, and what was your position on it?
I don't. I think it was the kind of themes like that the genderless like they're perceived as female, and it's like the glances the the what is it now?
What you were kind of saying, I think I remember you were saying something about how like it kind of makes some sort of sense with why they felt like they should remove that content a little bit, because it's not
Yeah,
like homosexuality isn't the norm, and
yeah, it's not wrong.
yeah.
I think I think it's an abnormality, but it's acceptable. It's okay. It's not like you should feel like you need to change it just because you are. It's nothing bad or negative.
Mhm.
It's like I think like on a genetic thing it is, because how do we come into in existence? It's like not through
Gay
the
sex.
same gender. Yeah, it's not through that. It's like it's through straight people. So I mean, don't feel. I'm not like I'm not like what is it? You know how some people like, oh, you must be like a self-hating,
Internalized homophobia.
yeah, or self-hating. It's not that. I'm a bit conscious, as it were, of coming across as that, but it's like, it's just my view. It's like that kind of.
You're thinking about things instead of just going off your emotions.
Yeah, it's like I don't think that those kind of things should be on the kids' TV show, but at the same time, it's like it's nothing wrong with it, but it's like it shouldn't be. Those kind of themes shouldn't be in a kids' TV show where, uh, the hetero sexual norm or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
um, because that's a norm and that's how we come into existence. It's not as a big deal.
Well, it can be really confusing to kids when you send them mixed messages about stuff like this, because
Yeah,
like I'm not saying that kids are stupid, but especially young kids who tend to watch cartoons because people think cartoons are for little kids. Little kids can get really confused. That's just a thing. Kids get confused about stuff, especially complex issues like relationships. So
yeah,
it's best. Like I'm not defending the censorship, because this was kind of a legitimate example of censorship. But I'm also not like gonna say it was homophobic for them to do it. But it was
no,
censorship, and it was Cartoon Network UK, which I'm assuming is part of Cartoon Network.
yeah. I think it's
And
probably it's just a different branch of Cartoon Network, in
yeah,
it, like a different country type of thing.
but yeah, like their
But
reasoning makes a kind of sense.
yeah, it makes sense, and uh, basically the conversation on Twitter just came to like, well, until there's studies on it, it's going to disagree,
Yeah,
because the other person was like, I'm not sure what the other person's stance was, but
I think they were saying that it shouldn't matter if if it's not the norm, because yeah, something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like the kind of romantic themes should be left out, full stop. But if there's going to be any, then the norm is like far not like far better, but it's probably I can't think of any other word, but saying like it's like far better to have like a norm than an abnormality. But
Well, especially I think that this kind of complicates it more is the fact that they're supposedly not. They supposedly don't even have genders in the show.
yeah,
They refer to themselves as female, but they aren't. They don't have genders.
yeah, is it the gems or the crystals or
Gems or something.
whatever?
I've never watched it. I've just read that that's what they've said.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. That where they actually are genderless. But yeah, I mean, I'm a bit conscious of coming off kind of wrong, but
Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with being worried about getting like you feel like you might say something and people will misinterpret what you're saying, right?
yeah, I mean, there's no like there's no um, hatred or dislike or negativity or anything.
Well, I don't necessarily like the show's fans because they sound like they're
I'm
horrible
not
people.
talking about the
I know. I'm
shows
just
or,
saying.
being gay or anything. It's just my own opinions and views.
Yeah. But it's just it sounds like the show is really bizarre, and they say they're not genderless, but then they all refer to themselves as female, and then they. What's even weirder, because I was reading about it last night. What's even weirder is the characters will do a thing where it's like the gems will merge, and it's like, okay, what is merging? Is merging just they're combining, or is it mean they're having sex? Is it like they're in a sexual thing?
I
And
think it's like a fusion type of thing where they combine into one.
yeah, but it's like there's the issue of metaphors.
You know.
Anyway, so it's like a metaphor. Then it's like this is might be a little too much for a kid's show. This might be something that maybe, yeah. And then the show is clearly catering to an adult audience. They're clearly catering to an adult audience. There's nothing wrong with that. But then when you ignore the audience that it's probably was originally for, which is children, you gotta really think about what you're doing when, especially when you're making a show for children or making a show that's going to be shown to children. You just got to be careful about what you're doing. Like that's not saying feels over reels. That's like you just got to be careful. I would never make a show with a bunch of ass rape in it for kids. Does that mean I'm a horrible person? What?
But why not? It might be fun for the kids.
Well, I just don't think ass rape is good for children to see when they're growing up. They see enough of that at school by their teachers. There's way too many teachers having sex with kids.
There's way too many teachers having sex with kids.
Yeah, really, honestly, there are. They need to stop it. So you have to be careful with what you're doing with, because even when it comes to, you have to be careful in terms of what how you're writing the story for children. If you want to make sure the children actually get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's another really important thing, because they could be trying to like the show could be trying to encourage kids to be like, it's okay to be gay and transgender, but the kids don't even get that. So if that's what you're trying to say, you're just a really bad writer, I guess, because they don't even realize that's what you're saying. And if you're just
Yeah.
doing that for brownie points, it's like, that's stupid.
Well, if you're trying to say it's it's okay, I don't think. I mean, I think that would be mean that kind of message is probably it's a better fit for like a teen show rather than
Yeah.
an actual kids show.
Because I don't think a lot of like younger kids will be like, even if the kid starts to think they might be gay, even then it's like they probably don't want to think about it at that age.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go and play cops and robbers now. One
Yeah.
thing about it, it's like it may pop into their it may pop into their head for maybe once or twice, but it's like not something that they're not gonna like continuously think about.
And then you don't want kids to end up getting obsessed with stuff like that and become social justice warriors.
Yeah.
It's just, you gotta be really careful with what kind of stuff what kind of messages you send to kids. Because, I mean, there's kids who think there's a monster in their closet. What if they think there's gays in their closet?
Then they'll be right.
Yeah. And they gotta beware of those gays coming out of their closet.
We gotta make sure that they stay in the closet.
Yeah.
Those filthy gays.
Well, some are. Let's be honest. They look pretty gross.
Some
Like
of
Dan
them are.
Savage! Can't stand him. Is that his name, Dan Savage? The one who gives sex advice to people? Especially straight people for some reason? I'd never understood why he gives sex advice to straight people.
It's because they're probably like they're like if it's from other straight people they're like it's not good, but a gay guy it's like, well, they should know what they're talking about because they're just filthy degenerates that have sex all the time.
I wish Milo would go after Dan Savage sometime. That'd be really fun. I also want Milo to write an article about how Alan Moore is trash and his writing is not that great.
Who's Alan Moore?
Alan Moore is the guy who wrote Watchmen. And
I watched that movie.
The movie was pretty good. The comic, I personally feel like it's really boring. Because it's so, like, clinical and technical, and he gets, like, so involved in all this. And it's like, I just wanted to have something that's interesting, and you're trying to just make comics dark.
I always go for the gritty realism.
Yeah, and then now he's like, oh, I wish I never did that. I wish I never made comics gritty and real. Comics should be fun. But then he's also like, I don't want commercial success. It's like, make up your mind. Stop fighting with companies because they did something you didn't like.
How could you go about making a comic like that and not get commercial success?
I don't know. He was just... One time he like claimed, I think it was the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie, there was this legal case that he was claiming that they wrote a script for the studio that was like really similar to that, but they felt like Fox just bought the rights to the comic so that they could use the script instead of paying those guys. And Alan Moore had to like testify in court, and he claimed that they claimed that he was raped. It felt like he was raping a bunch of children in a school bus or something. It was like that horrible. I don't remember. It was just really weird. And then Alan Moore also thinks that Grant Morrison is like obsessed with him. And was like, okay.
I would be a little bit. I'd want him to be looked into if he said he felt like he was being raped, like a.
He was raping a bunch of kids on the school bus.
Yeah, but like,
it's really weird.
Investigation on him, please.
He's a really strange person, and he acts like a hermit, and he just hates everyone, and it's just like, what a bitch. Watchmen comic was amazing when it came out. Yeah, like at the time it was really amazing, but I get sick of people constantly praising it. I'm not saying it's a bad comic, but I just don't think it's as amazing as people act like it is. They give him too much credit. Because now, like, one of the lightest things he did was he took. I love talking about how he did this. He took Alice, Dorothy, and Wendy from their different stories: Peter Pan, Wizard of Oz, and Alice in Wonderland. And he like had them grow up, and they talk about their sexual adventures, and it's basically a porno comic. And it's
So
like
if
that's
you
gross.
ever wanted to think of them dirty, you now can.
Yeah, and it's like it implies, like, yeah. I don't even think it's allowed to be, or at least for a while, it wasn't allowed to be sold in the UK because the rights for Peter Pan were not free to be used by anyone at the time. It was still owned by that uh, children's hospital. Another male character to death. Yeah, the whole idea behind all of it is really interesting.
Was that is that for real? Another male character raped another male character?
Yeah, that actually happened in the comic. They didn't put it in the movie. They're now, I think, trying to turn the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen into a TV series.
I hope they include that scene in it.
Yeah. But he definitely has a weird obsession with rape.
Yeah, he should be looked at too.
Well, I don't necessarily think that people need to worry about him, but I get sick of people acting like he's great, amazing. It's like there are other writers out there who are also very talented.
No, who the people who think he's great.
And a lot of these other talented people think that Alan Moore is very talented too. So it's just, yeah, let's stop it. Let's just stop praising him constantly because he's clearly crazy. Like at the end of his League of Extraordinary Gentlemen series, like he was like the end of his series basically of storytellers when they rely on stuff like that. That's not a good way to write when you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And he is very talented, but he tends to, at least now, try to just be gross. And I'm not trying to shame him for like dealing with mature topics or anything. I'm just pointing out that he's a gross weirdo.
You're totally shaming him right now.
Yeah, slut shaming Alan Moore. And the thing is, he wants to be viewed in a negative way, and so I'm giving him what he wants.
But he wants to be viewed in a negative way. I don't care.
They're all mean to him.
Is he American?
No, he's British.
Aww.
Sorry.
You could have lied.
No, I cannot lie. And he's like the worst kind of British person. It's true though. He's like the worst kind. He's like American stuff is stupid and whatever. He just seems like
the only kind.
Yeah. No, there are some British people who are honest and acknowledge that England kind of sucks in terms of a lot of ways and things.
They're not true Brits. They're
They just want to be let in to do the U.S.
Yeah, they're traitors and they deserve to be shot.
Yeah. Burn them at the stake!
Burn them like a steak.
Mm.
Medium rare. Don't know why I found that funny. No.
But yeah, he's just an irritable old man who seems like he's insane.
Yeah.
And like he has legitimate reasons to be upset with DC and some other people. But the way he goes about it is just so petty and obnoxious because he constantly talks about it.
What are the legitimate reasons?
Well, they said some stuff about Watchmen and how he could own it, if it ever goes out of print, but they've never let it go out of print because it's popular. And so they ended up making sequels, and that pissed him off. That was a recent thing. But the thing where he was never allowed to own it really ticked him off. Because it's never going out of print.
If he dies and the comic goes out of print, would his estate own it?
His daughter would probably get it. His daughter also writes comics. Nothing that significant. And another weird, just obnoxiously petty thing is, okay, so there was this one company called Wildstorm, and they created this spin-off just for him called ABC Comics, where he could just do whatever he wanted. And he ended up, when Wildstorm was bought by DC Comics, he got really upset and sold ABC Comics, or just like left ABC Comics and didn't want anything to do with this imprint of his that he owned. Because DC technically owned it. Like it was connected to DC, and he's like, no, I hate that! Ugh, and he ran away. It's this really just obnoxious, sort of childish stuff. It's like, I can't work with anyone ever because I don't want to.
See, if I was him, I'd if I was going to make a comic or whatnot, I'd secretly copyright the comic, and then do the comic for that company, and then if the company tries to fire you or you want to leave, just say I'm taking the comic, and it'd be like, no, you're not.
I think that might actually be illegal. But he could honestly just sell comics on his own, which I think he technically is doing now. But now what he's doing is a bunch of weird stuff. Like I think the latest thing he did was this weird. I think it was a movie script that he turned into a comic, and it was about like some sort of weird transsexual Beauty and the Beast thing or something. And I didn't want anything to do with it. He was one of the early British writers that crossed over from 2000 AD comics, and he was one of the first ones to come over and start revamping a lot of DC's weird properties they weren't doing a whole lot with, like Swamp Thing. And later, Neil Gaiman came over at some point and revamped Sandman to something completely different. But with his work with DC, when it comes to that kind of stuff. And because of that, DC actually really respects him a lot, to the point where they were going to use one of his characters he created but didn't own. And they respected him so much that they're like, hey, we're going to use the character, but we'd like you to be involved in this and make sure we're paying respect to the character that you've created. He was like, okay, so he helped out. It was like in a Superman comic, and Lex Luthor was meeting death or something. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you just have to read Sandman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Those comic books.
I can't understand your American accent.
Yeah, that's offensive.
You can't take offense. You're American.
Americans can't be offended by anything.
Check your privilege.
Check your American privilege. You mean the privilege that says I'm a horrible monster because I was born in Texas?
Yes.
What are the last things I need to blow up? Oh, I'm just completely not even close to that. What a retard! Yeah, Alan Moore just seems like a really obnoxious, horrible monster.
Is he a giant douche?
Yeah, he is. He's a giant douchebag.
Or is that offensive to douches?
Honestly, yeah, it is offensive. He's worse than most douches. Because it doesn't seem like he... Go ahead.
I was going to say, is it because at least douches can be beneficial?
I guess. maybe. But the problem with him is, it's like he seems to do it on purpose because he doesn't want people to like him. It's not that that's just the way he is. It's like this is the way he wants to be. And
Do you think a small part of it could be a little bit of the way he is, but not the majority of it?
well, I don't think he was like that back in the day. Like, otherwise no one would have wanted to work with him. He comes into like DC Comics and he's like, okay, what do you want me to do? And they're like, we want you to revamp Swamp Thing maybe. And he's like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you all. Yeah, I think he was actually a nice person at some point in his life. But he just seems like a crazy man. And he lives in
Sounds
some
like his
small
heart was
town in England and he hates television or something.
Sounds like his heart was broken by that guy who's respected by DC.
Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Grant Morrison is also respected by DC. He's one of their most important people. And he's like jelly, but he doesn't want anybody to like him, but he gets jealous of these other people who are liked. It's like, make up your mind, you idiot.
Do you think he might be insecure that he's actually not that good of a creator?
I think he actually is really arrogant about it. I think he does think he's really good at writing and everything. But then he's like, I don't want people to like it though, because when they like it, it loses all its meaning or something. He just
Or
seems
is it
weird.
like a hipster who's like only likes things that aren't like popular?
Maybe that might be what's going on with him.
He was a hipster before hipsters were a thing.
Maybe. He definitely has like a hipster sort of look to him where he looks like Rasputin. All hipsters should look like Rasputin.
Well, like they've been drowned in a lake and shot in the head.
Yeah. And were involved with the royal family of Russia. Did you ever see the Anastasia movie?
Yes, but I can't really remember it.
The animated one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I remember it, but I can't. I remember seeing it, but I can't really remember.
It's pretty
anything in
good,
it.
considering
Yeah,
it
I
was
think-
done by Don Bluth and it was not Disney, and Don Bluth is a creepy weirdo.
The only thing I remember of it is the part where she's in like her princess dress on the bridge.
Do you remember the little white bat?
Oh yeah,
He got his own little spin-off. I think he meets like Baba Yaga or something.
Fawn Blossom, sit down and Alan Moore did the Killing Joke.
Yeah, he's like a chaos magic person or something. Or maybe that's more Grant Morrison. But that's another thing. Is like, well, Grant Morrison copied me because Grant Morrison got into chaos magic. But Grant Morrison now is like, I never really took that seriously. I was just on drugs. But Alan Moore actually believes it. He believes in all of it.
Maybe Alan Moore's on drugs, and at some point
Probably.
he'll stop taking the drugs and he'll be a normal human being again.
I think he took the drugs so much that his brain started creating more drugs and pumping it into his system. I think he might not even be human.
His brain just thought, you know what, I can do this much better than you can.
That is such an Alan Moore thing. I can do everything better. Oh, Alan Moore, bitch. He actually worked on some Simpsons comics, I think, or I can't remember. But he ended up appearing as himself on The Simpsons.
Was he
And-
likable or hateable?
Oh, he was just Alan Moore, because one of the Milhouse comes up to him with a copy of Watchmen Babies, and that's like weird spin-off merchandise stuff of something he made, and he gets mad and like it was really stupid. Okay, sure, whatever. It's just surprising that they were able to actually get Alan Moore. Because I didn't think he watched television, or I thought he hated everything.
Well, everyone has their price.
I don't think Alan Moore actually does, because he's refused money. With every adaptation of any of the stuff he's done, he's always, like, after the... I think it was after League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I can't remember which it was. He's like, I don't want any money ever from any of this. Just give it to the artist who co-created it.
Yes, but that's the stuff he's done. He didn't create The Simpsons, did he?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, he has turned away money before, so it's not like he just wants money. Although he has actually done, he's written some really stupid comics that made him apparently good, because he used to be talented. And he's made him good, and it was just like that. There's this one really terrible artist, Rob Liefeld, who can't draw feet, and did a jeans commercial because he was so popular at one point.
He can't draw feet.
He can't draw feet. Like, he's really bad at it. He tends to try to just avoid it. He's also just terrible at art in general. He was doing these after he left Marvel because he felt like Marvel wasn't, like, treating him better than everyone because of whatever issues. After he left Marvel with a bunch of other artists, they created this company called Image Comics. And because Rob Liefeld is not creative at all, his comics that he created for himself to do were all just rip-offs of, like, X-Men and Deadpool and weird stuff like that, stuff that he'd worked on at Marvel. So it was all just really just a bunch of rip-offs that were garbage. And he got Alan Moore to come over and work on him, and Alan Moore did a really good job, apparently. Although I think Rob Liefeld was doing the terrible art.
What did you say?
Hmm?
What did you say then? Did you say something about Lego?
No. I said Rob Liefeld.
Oh.
That one artist. That's terrible. Anyways, Rob Liefeld got Alan Moore to write some of his comics for him, and they were all just rip-offs of Marvel stuff. And Alan Moore did a really good job, then eventually left. But he did it because he needed money, because he burned every single bridge he had at the time with everyone.
Yeah, it's around back here, yeah. Yeah, you see the flag. I'm just watching the video on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure what's going to say now.
Donut.
Donuts.
Yeah, say that.
For a second there, I thought you said them nuts.
Them nuts!
Them nuts are hairy.
Ew! I should probably think about ending the stream. It's been like 3 hours.
It's not been 3 hours.
Let's see. 3 hours and 37 minutes.
3 hours and 37 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well round it off to a nice even 4 hours.
Yeah, I know. I'll go up to this mountaintop in the game.
And crash the chopper right into it.
No. What I love doing though is like to go as high as possible and then just jump out.
Can you fly planes in this?
Yes. I haven't found an airport with commercial jets though.
You should try and fly and try and get closer to the mountain, so it's probably going to be easier for you to get at the top of the mountain.
Thorn Blossom said, Bill Sin is something. Is the artist I dislike the most. He ruined the New Mutants in the 80s. I don't think I've never read any of that really old stuff, but I think I did. I think he was actually supposed to be a pretty good artist. unless I'm getting confused with somebody else. But his art was supposed to be. It was like really sort of give it a unique look.
How can you get a job as an artist, like for comics, if you can't draw feet?
Well, if you can get things done quick, and you work on really, well, yeah, if you get things done quick, I think they don't necessarily really care. Because like he had this style that became really popular at the time, where it was like big bulky characters, like big bulky male characters, and super thin weird characters, weird female characters. That didn't even really explain his female characters. His female characters are just like the typical really weird.
Skeletor.
Yeah, they also have like multiple bends in their back. And it's
Oh, you
just
mean
because
like
he's
the
terrible.
90-degree bend? Or
Well, it's not like that. It's almost like their stomach area is like shaped like a Z. Just
It's not
look
snow,
up like Rob Liefeld terrible art sometime if you're interested, because his art is really terrible to the point where it's hilarious. There's this one website where somebody goes through its worst pieces of art ever and just rips them apart. I think I'm as high as I can go. Now I'm gonna do this. So cool.
crash it into the mountain.
No, I just want to stay up here so high. He has a necklace on, and it's going with gravity. That's so cool. Aww. Okay, ready? Whee!
Can you get to that mountain in the background?
I think you can go to. Oh, maybe not that one. I don't know. Flying so high. But yeah, Rob Liefeld, he was just. His characters would be really muscular to the point where they looked. Like male characters looked really muscular to the point where they looked like they were deformed. He also had pouches everywhere. And belts. Weird belts and stuff. And it was just really stupid looking. Like. Yeah.
Is it almost a little bit like how Square Enix likes to just put a shit ton of things on their characters?
Zippers. And that's
Yeah,
not even
zippers,
Square Enix.
buckles.
That's Tetsuya Nomura's style, I think. But sort of. But that actually looks good to an extent. Like it's easy to make fun of it, but his style was just really stupid. It was also just like really dark, sort of. Like none of the characters looked like they were human. But it was also a time where it's like make everything dark and militaresque and stuff. And he's just, yeah, he's just really bad artist. But at the time, he just seemed like people liked him, and I don't understand why. Like they liked him so much and he became so recognizable that they put him in a, what's it called? They put him in a Levi jeans ad. A comic book artist in a Levi jeans ad.
He's not that guy in that famous laundromat advert where he takes off like his jeans or something.
No, he's like the commercial is just him out in the middle of a street wearing Levi's.
Is the real Fawn Blossom on Twitter? Is that the? It could be a bam, 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 boom. Yeah,
And you said unique in as sloppy ink all over the place. Well, that might be because the artist who inked his stuff was just bad. Unless he inked his own stuff. You never really know who's doing what. Unless you really look into it. But, yeah, I don't know.
the link that Fawn Blossom posted on Twitter leads to a page that says 403 Forbidden.
Oh, that's weird. Was it the original artist who started on New Mutants? Because I think a lot of people really liked his style. at the time. Some artists' styles just go out of style.
Yeah, I like Family Guy.
Oh, it's so stupid, that style of animation. He has this new show called Stumptown, I think. Maybe it's not called Stumptown. Oh, Border Town. Something like that. And it looks really weird. And he's not even doing it, it's like somebody else did it, but it just looks really strange. And a little too topical. Because by the time it like comes out and stuff, it's gonna seem really dated. Because there's lots of like...
Is there any styles that are kind of timeless?
Matt Groening's style that he did with The Simpsons and Futurama honestly feel timeless in terms of cartoons. There's many comic book artists who have timeless styles, but one of the problems with the certain comic book artist styles is that they were just too much of like people would copy them, and it just got really messy because so many people were doing it and it just didn't feel unique. And it was just too tied to a certain decade of art.
And yeah, what is it? Yeah, it's usually when something becomes popular. Like, it's easy money to copy it.
Yeah. Nowadays, there's such a variation with art that all the artists now for comic books, unless they're just terrible artists, their art is all pretty much going to just be timeless. Because it's not going to be stuck to a certain decade. Oh, okay. Thorn Blossom said he inked his own stuff.
Blobs of ink are his trademark.
That sounds bad.
I mean, unless it's done intentionally.
But yeah, but even if it's done intentionally and it looks bad, it's bad.
Yeah, I'm guessing it depends on how you do it. So I'm guessing it could actually look good depending on how you do it.
Yeah, but apparently he was the new artist that came on after the original artist who started it. That's what I think Thorn Blossom said. It's always hard when you establish a series tone and then some new artist comes on. Because no matter what, there are always going to be people who are just like, I hate it no matter what. Like, it's different now. Now it's ruined.
It's different now. It's ruined.
There's a TV tropes page where there's a trope where it's like, they changed it. Now it sucks. Where they just have all these examples of things where somebody changed something in a show or a series and people hated it and they all thought it was terrible. There were people who didn't, and then there were like fan bases and fan wars over if it sucked or not. And I love TV tropes. It'll ruin your life though.
It can be very it can be a massive risk if you change something or do something to a show or an intellectual property, as it were.
Yeah.
That people hate.
You just always got to be wary of fan reaction. What would be so funny though is if Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, ended up making that one fat character thin. She would probably be there'd be fans of the show who'd probably actually try to murder her. They really sound terrible.
You're fat shaming.
Or if they just reversed all the characters' weight, they'd probably still get mad.
Or made them all look like men.
Yeah, but what's so funny though is there was this Tumblr blog that was posting like a bunch of that was acting like it's kind of official, but it was a parody and was saying a bunch of weird stuff about the show. Actually, I don't even think it was a parody. I don't even think it was trying to even act official. But it was upsetting the fans of the show so much that they started harassing the creator of the show.
You know what? If I was her, I would decide to say fuck it to the fans who are harassing her, and they're just like, I'm just going to change shit up to the point where you're going to hate me genuinely, and just make them all look like men, make them all skeletal thin.
Well, if I was her, I wouldn't want these people to be my fans, the fans of my show, and I would do that just to make them leave because they just sound like really terrible people. Harassing the creator of a show because of somebody on Tumblr. What?
And there was also last year, not sure how far back, when there was that girl that was bullied to point that she tried to kill herself because she drew one of the characters in Steven Universe thin.
Yeah, that was just.
Yeah, it's like, how shitty do you have to be to bully somebody to suicide? Full stop. And also over a piece of fan art.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. But, like, why would you want people like that as your fans?
I heard that when the, I think, creators found out, they, like, I think one of them had something negative to say about the whole situation, and people got, some of the fans got kind of like pissed that they were, they didn't like the fact that the creators didn't like them bullying.
Yeah, they were mad that they were being called out as bullies or something. Oops.
Yeah, there's like the
We're acting all like, oh, this is terrible. Why would we do this? Is terrible. Let's be nice. After we told her to kill herself, there were actually people on Tumblr, Steven Universe fans, who were acting like they weren't really like as like horrible people. They're like, oh, this is horrible. Oh no. It's like, oh, shut up.
Once it started to horrible, it's horrible that this happened. They were a part of it.
Like Rachel Edwards, not at naughty_nerdist on Twitter. She likes the Steven Universe show, but she just can't stand the fans. Which makes sense because they sound like horrible monsters. They sound like the kind of people who actually would have been like, if they were helping Hitler and asked later, like, why did you do it? I don't think they would have said, we were just following orders. I think they would have said, well, we just agreed so much with it. It's like that kind of mindset.
We liked lots of his policies.
Yeah, he was a great person, and I was proud to kill Jews.
No. Supposedly, I watched some like little documentary type things, like kind of like a half-an-hour TV show type of documentary, where some people, in Germany, some of the relatives who took part in killing Jews and whatnot, some of them feel have kids because of it, and then there's some relatives where it's like, well, obviously, I mean, it's a lie because the amount of Jews that are supposed to have died, it's impossible to do that. So some are in denial, and some feel so about what the family did that they refused to have kids.
That's so weird. You felt so bad about something you didn't do that you're not gonna have kids?
knowing that the family took part in something so heinous. But not in the you know how people have white guilt. Not like that, because obviously it's so recent. If it was like, you know, a couple hundred years in the future, it might be a different story. But yeah, or a flag.
No, it's not a flag. It's like a thing, a transformer or something.
A strip club.
Yeah, I'm looking for a strip club. Seems like it's saying it's something around here though.
Have you completed the
Police station? Now that I'm taking more Adderall, now that I have like Adderall that I can take every day, even though it's not the kind I need or want, I'll probably be able to start focusing more, and I'll probably probably start playing games more because, like, I spend most of the day just on Twitter.
Yeah, I think after I know that a couple of things that I've bought off people's wish lists have arrived, and I'm going to try and not use the internet for a couple of days because I'm spending way too much time on the internet and not actually leaving my room.
Well, just take the internet with you.
No, I think it's because I'm using the internet, you know, my laptop and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
That I just don't want to leave the room or leave the house, so it's like I've got to disconnect from the internet and I'll have to do something else. I mean, even if it's not leaving your room, it's something other than YouTube videos and Twitter.
Well, do you ever just go for walks?
No, there was one point years ago where I used to go for walks quite a lot, but not anymore.
Well, now that I have a boar, like it gives me a reason to do that. But maybe just try to go for a walk. Even if it's a little short walk, just to get out of the house. Oh wait, it's just telling me to wreak havoc now.
But that would be exercise.
Well, not as long as you don't go for very long. Let's go for a short walk.
Joke. Yeah, I might. I think I'll just start taking up serial killing.
Serial killing?
Nah, I mean, I think I might just draw some more and play some video games that I don't need the internet connection for.
Which ones do you need the internet connection for?
Oh, it's usually Steam when it's like, oh, we can't not connect to the internet. Because I think they do the save thing like on the cloud.
No. This game, in order to open the map up, you have to be connected to the internet.
This game.
Yeah. Try to open the map to see what I need to do. It's like connecting to the internet now. It's like, are you serious? You have to connect to the internet for the map? That doesn't even make sense.
Seems like this trying to sneakily put in the always online thing.
Yeah. They should really remove that. Unless it's something like they're going to add like some sort of thing for like little weird missions that they'll just add randomly. But I don't know. It just seems stupid.
Yeah, I'd understand if there was like some, adding random stuff to the game through the internet.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's just a way of them wanting to stamp out a way to kind of stamp out like used games and rentals.
Well, it's almost 4 hours. So I think I should probably end.
No, wait for 4 hours.
But I am. And so it'll be 4 hours and I can't count. 7, 6. Wait, what? I don't. Okay, now it's. Yeah. So this will be the end. Thanks, Thorn Blossom, for watching and commenting, and for some of the other people who were like, "That's terrible. I don't like it." Um, thank you, Dash It, for being here.
You're welcome.
And this out of this lesson is to say that you're a sexual baby. Yeah, Darkster was on earlier, but his mic blew up or something. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is time for me to go.